mic on. Hello and welcome to the Friday Night Social here on Politics Social. I'm Graham Hughes. I'm joined by Mike Dix. Say hello, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Oh, thank God your mic's working. That's very loud. You're very loud, but I'm probably loud as well.
Hello, Mike.
Hello.
I'll maybe get back in.
Mike.
Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit.
Hello.
Yeah. How's your week been, mate? Have you been all right?
I've had a good week.
Have you not been affected by the budget? Are you not like an owner of 60 homes or like 17 farms?
Sadly, I think inheriting the farm is no longer an option for me.
Oh, you poor bastard. I'm so sorry.
Well, the primary reason I don't have any member of my family that owns a farm.
Oh yeah, that helps, having a family member who owns a farm. We were told this afternoon when Phil and I were doing the show that Jeremy Clarkson bought a farm as a tax dodge, which is freaking hilarious.
There's a quote that he said that it's the easiest way to leave money to his kids.
Yeah,
basically.
and now that loophole has been closed. Thank you, Labour. Thank you. So big shout out to Christine Cash over in the USA, in Atlanta, Georgia. We've got Billy Kershaw there. We've got Colin Thompson. We've got Hey Hun Puds. We've got Unquiet Badger Vendetta. We've got Craig. We've got Pete's Music, Genie Bottle. We've got Ghost Pouch. Hello, Ghost Pouch. We've also got Colin Baker, my favourite doctor. No one else's. Steve Martin is in the chat. Love you in the jerk. And we've got Conservator George and 91 Leeds. If you would like to join them and thereby us in the chat, all you need to do is... Oh, that's a super chat animation. All you have to do is hit subscribe and then wait a minute and then you'll be able to write things at the side of the screen. Or if you're a terribly lovely person like One Angry Pagan here, you can drop a super chat, which he has just done. Thank you very much to One Angry Pagan for the super chat. And oh god, I haven't turned off the message noise, so it's coming through for everyone. Oh no, another one's just come through. Hang on, let me just mute this to stop people from writing to me. Anyway, we've got One Angry Pagan, £2 super chat. Blessed second day of Samhain, said Samhain. I think I'm saying that right. I might not be saying that right. I don't know. And Sarah Davis says, hi everyone in capitals. Hi, Sarah.
Hello, Sarah. Do we need to try and interpret One Angry Pagan's super chat? What? Blessed second day of Samhain.
Yeah. It's a pagan festival that takes place. The first day is Halloween. And what it was basically when it's like April Fool's Day, isn't it? It was made up by the Christians to ridicule the pagans because that's what Christians do best. They're all like, right, we're fed up with getting thrown to the lions and crucified upside down. Let's do it to other people. It's what Jesus would have wanted, apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, Friday night is pretty busy, says Billy Kershaw. And we've got Scott saying, evening all. Scott, is that our Scott? Scott, come on the show. We're going to be talking a little bit about the American election and how mad it is that it's, even close. But I'm getting the feeling in my bones, right? And I might be wrong. I've been wrong before. I've got the feeling that it's going to be a blowout for Kamala. I think she's going to destroy Trump. I think she's going to take all the swing states. I think she's going to take all 7. Queens.
I think you might be right. I think the real difficulty is trying to work out how much Elon Musk and others have been able to sort of shift the dialogue. Because he's doing something with his Polybet site, isn't he? Where he's encouraging his crypto friends or whatever to do these huge bets.
Crypto fascists.
So it looks like the betting is all backing Trump, but it actually isn't.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like, when you see these AI pictures with 6 fingers and you think it's definitely AI. I can tell that's AI.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like everything they're saying at the moment about Trump winning, etc., is all, you just go, it just feels so made up. It doesn't feel right.
Yes.
And not in that scary way. There's small crowds at all of his rallies.
Yeah.
There's empty seats at all of them.
People leave early because they're bored.
I was watching a couple of documentaries this week where it turns out like maybe about 40% of the crowd in each of those rallies is the same people.
Yeah.
They just turn up 96 rallies this year they've been to.
So they must be identifying them from the videos and stuff. Anyway, the upshot is, Christine, if you're watching this, and I don't mean to upset you by talking about the orange monster. I think he's going to lose, and I think he's going to lose by a lot. I mean, I might be here this time next week with egg all over my face. But
it still goes to your theory that they're setting themselves up to claim that they didn't lose.
Yes, yeah. I mean, they
Donald Trump's mantra is never admit you lost.
Yeah, they've paid for a lot of polls that show Trump like 1% ahead, or it's tied in Michigan and the other swing states. And like, to be honest with you, I mean, one of the big things that the differential on this election, if that's the right word, is sex. Basically, if you're a woman, you're way more likely to vote for Kamala Harris. If you are a man, you're way more likely to vote for Trump. And young women are turning out for Harris, and young men are not turning out for Trump in the same kind of numbers.
Yeah. And the other, Scaramucci keeps saying this as well, that Trump is kind of relying on getting out a vote of people that don't normally vote, young men.
Yes.
And Kamala is relying on getting out a vote of people that normally do vote, which is women.
Well, I was thinking about this. It's like there was a study, probably not a scientific study, but there was an article.
Sounds very official.
Yeah, there was an article about the fact that what's that funny little baldy man who does the talk show on the internet called Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan, apparently, if you are a fan of Joe Rogan, you're much less likely to get a date if you're a man. And I think the same is true about Trump, voting conservative. You know, there was a whole thing, wasn't there, about the conservative incels who were like whinging about like they'll go on a date and they'll admit they were conservative and the person would walk out that they were on a date. Do you remember there was like a spate of news articles opinion articles on this sort of thing, phenomenon. But I think it's true. I think if you are in your 20s and you're desperately trying to, get out with someone or get somewhere with a member,
going out and saying you're a MAGA fan, is not really going to do it.
Turning up in a Trump hat, mate, you just
can't see it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
Even with Elon Gothic Musk coming out with his "I'm dark Gothic MAGA" or whatever it is that he claims to be.
Oh God, I just hate him so much. Yeah. Apparently, he's bought himself a compound in Texas for his sister wives to live in with his children.
And let's face it, nothing, no bad story ever started with "I've brought a compound in Texas to move my family into."
Yeah.
It's a wacko story.
But that's never gone wrong, has it? It's never ended in disaster, death, destruction.
No.
God, imagine if he goes out like that. That is going to be insane, isn't it? But there is a good chance, all things being equal. This time...
Well, did he not... He didn't turn up for court or something yesterday,
yes,
is that right?
Yes, he's been found in contempt of court, but he's still allowed to give out £1 million to anyone who wants it, who says they're going to vote for Trump, effectively, until the election. They haven't stopped him from doing that. So the judge wants to put a bar on him, offering $1 million to, sign to a super PAC or whatever it was.
We could ask ourselves how these people get away with it, but money is the answer.
Money. A present from the Invisible Man. It's quite gruesome. But hey, by the end of the year, Trump could be in jail. Musk could have been declared bankrupt, and Murdoch might be watching 6 Feet Under on the telly, the film, the TV show, the 6 Feet Under. I'm not wishing death on anyone, just in case.
I was going to say, do you have information on Murdoch, or is it just speculation?
On Murdoch, he's 93. There you go.
Yeah.
Speculation.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to last much longer, isn't he? His blood pressure
He's still injecting himself with the serum of young people, isn't he? Isn't that how it works?
I think he drinks the blood of unicorns. Keeps him fresh.
Yeah, that was it.
Christine Cash says, lovely, he should go to Texas and live in his own very Ruby Ridge. And then we got Svak saying, is increase in searches for "Can my husband find out who I voted for" true? And that wouldn't surprise me. There was a massive increase in what is the EU the day after the EU referendum. So,
I was watching, there's a whole series of Harris and Harris's super PACs made videos that they've been sharing. And there's quite a few of them out there. And they're kind of... they're basically saying to women, nobody knows who you voted for when you go into the booth. And they're quite sinister. I mean, literally husbands standing outside with their arms crossed saying, did you vote? Did you vote the right way? And stuff like that. And then they're whispering Kamala to each other, these women, as if they're going to do that. But it seems like it's a thing. And you think, I was thinking about it this morning and thinking, you just can't imagine that happening in the UK. Like having to do
there are coercive relationships. Having to do videos.
No, I'm not exactly. But it being such a big thing that you're having to spend millions of dollars distributing these videos to say, go and vote, but don't tell your husband the way you vote.
But that was a big thing, wasn't it, back in the day when women didn't have the vote? The excuse was they would just vote the same way as the husband. So what's the point? You're just doubling up the votes, which, is a bit, bit sexist. But, people were back then, and they still are today.
Well, what was it Trump said in his rally this week? That I'm going to protect women whether they like it or not.
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, please be my protector, Mr. Rapist. Yoni, thank you very much for the €5. We love getting euros on this show. I didn't break state lottery laws. I broke federal election laws. Is a bold strategy, Cotton. Talking about
Musk's defense.
Yes. Well, because if he breaks the, if it goes to the federal case, if it goes ahead to the federal case, then Trump can pardon him. If it goes through as a state case, he can't be pardoned.
But I think the judge said that he wasn't willing to push it up to the federal courts, wasn't he?
Exactly. So, Exactamundo. Sarah says Graham Murdoch. That makes it sound like someone's name is Graham Murdoch, which is very disturbing. Graham Murdoch is like the Dracula from Bram Stoker. Talking of Grahams...
Graham, is there something you want to tell us about your relationship to Rupert?
Well, talking of demonic Grahams from very dark places...
Here's Wayne.
Here's Wayne.
I thought you were segueing into Wayne.
Segue into Wayne. No, hi Wayne. How you doing? How's it going?
Oi.
Hello, bro.
Hello. I was just saying, Graham Linehan, who called me a groomer last week. So I've spoken to some lawyers about, the possibility of suing him to death. Well, not to death, but suing him to, and apparently...
Graham, retract that. Financial ruin is what you're looking for.
And no, apparently I could only do it if I had loads of my own money to do it, because no lawyer's going to take it, no win, no fee, because apparently Graham Linehan is skinned to shit. Like, apparently he has got no money, because he is a big weirdo who just turned his back on all his friends and family and decided to live as an internet troll for the rest of his life. A weird little bog troll.
It still is such a shame that the man that wrote some of my favourite episodes of Black Books ever, or
Father Ted,
whatever,
Iqbal.
It's just turned into a complete nightmare.
Yeah, he's got a bit weird.
Yeah, Wayne, your mic is crap. What's going on with your mic? It sounds like you.
Hang on. Let me change.
You sound very loud, and also, I think you're on your laptop. It doesn't sound like your proper mic.
I'm done.
It sounds really.
Also, it's distorting. It makes it sound like you're coming from Basildon or somewhere.
Yeah, some awful place like Essex. Ugh.
It's got this terrible Essex twang on the mic.
Yeah. Who would? We've got some super chats. That's beautiful.
That's better.
Brilliant. Better than ever before. Now shut up. I'm talking. Sorry. Now I've got a couple of super chats to get through. Christine Cash, what will Musk do with Twitter when Orange Hitler loses?
Apparently, it's worth less than Trump Social.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. Oh my god! I mean,
so maybe the plan is to sell Twitter to Trump Social.
Maybe that was the plan. Maybe that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to
devalue it, merge the two of them, offload it, and make it
and make it so it's just Trump, tweeting shit at 2:00 in the morning from his golden toilet, like a normal person. That's what normal people do. So Wayne,
I mean, just going back to what you were saying earlier, in terms of maybe Kamala's just going to walk this. It feels like these are the last desperate throws of the dice. It's like, Musk is all in on this. He's literally going to go to prison if he doesn't.
Yes.
If Trump doesn't win.
And Trump's going to go to prison if he doesn't win. And and Netanyahu's going to go to prison if Trump doesn't win. And what's his name? Vladimir Putin is FTW for the window. Yeah. Anyway, Wayne, what were you going to say? What? You look like you've just done a shit in your pants.
I was watching. I can't remember what I was watching yesterday, and it just reminded me of Mike. Like the baddie was Mike. He was a young guy, grey hair, glasses, and I was like, all I can see.
Are you sure you weren't watching an old episode of this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Had you been drinking at the time, Wayne?
Probably.
Wayne, I send you those videos as private videos.
Make a big thing of it. Don't make
Yeah,
it
you
weird.
You said you liked it when I threatened you.
Let me look at the title. Mike being pegged.
What?
My relationship with Prince William is for me and him to talk about. Nothing else.
Prince of pegging, apparently. He loves it. Anyway, we got another super chat from George. Thank you very much, George. Saying, if women are to be denied bodily autonomy, then men will be denied porn. That's fair. But American men have American men understood that banning porn means that? No, they really don't understand much.
Bruv, I can get around any kind of porn fucking blagging ever. I will find it.
Yeah, you will, but you're not a redneck with one tooth who lives in a barn in North Dakota.
Who says that?
Well, I mean, everyone needs some porn. But it's funny
If
because
it means getting porn, Wayne's willing to go through that.
So we were saying before you came
I'll
on the
get
show,
I'll get the pliers.
apparently it's like a massive for women. If men listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, or they vote Tory, or they vote for Trump, it's a massive turn off for women. If men are trying to date and they say, oh yeah, and they turn up with a MAGA hat on, women will just walk off and they're whinging about this. But the MAGA men, it's like they hate themselves, because first of all, they're shutting any mechanism for them to get, sex off the table. Well, not unless they pay for it, I guess. And then they're going, oh no, we're not going to have porn either. Let's vote for Trump. Yay. It's like,
the porn section in Project 2025 is about halfway through. And I don't think Trump even read beyond the title page, let alone halfway through the document.
Yeah.
So I'm absolutely convinced he doesn't believe it's even in there still.
I think he
Trump
just got
can't read. It's too thick. He can't
exactly.
read.
Yeah.
2025, that's like the next year.
Yeah, that's ages away.
Yeah. That's all he went for. Like he didn't really give a monkeys about anything after that. He was just like, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
If it gets us over the line, we're cushy.
I'm trying to think which Hollywood supervillain Mike looks like. Tell us in the chat. We've got another fiver that's come in from
Puninator. No. Mike looks like the ultimate Bond villain. Like
ultimate.
All the Bond villains together.
No, you remember in the Simpsons, Scorpio, the geezer who took Homer to. You remember that?
I mean, I thought the avuncular granddad character was what I was aiming at, but no, you're saying essentially Bond villain.
The demon head teacher. Sorry, what was that?
Demon headmaster. Oh yes. Yeah, just get Mike a trench coat.
I don't have to come on here to get this kind of abuse. I could just, my family are happy to provide it for me without you guys.
Yeah, but Mike, this is with love.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
It shows that you got a strong look. That's the main thing. That's the most important thing. Having a strong look.
I think aiming at Bond villain status for next year is exactly where I should be.
See, Graham is a red shoot from Star Trek, the original series. Like as soon as he gets beamed down, he's getting shot.
No, I'm not. I'm distinctive looking. So, Mike, as a cartoonist, isn't it a lot easier when people have they're distinct? They're easy to sort of. If they've got
Absolutely.
a beard, a beard really helps with animation.
Beard and glasses,
and a hat. Brilliant.
Yeah.
You don't even have to try.
Is that why Mike's never drawn me then?
Yeah,
it is, because you don't have a beard or glasses or anything distinctive. You're too good looking to do a cartoon of, Wayne. That's the thing.
I had a beard yesterday. I just shaved it off today.
And then I'd have drawn a cartoon of you with a beard and nobody would recognise you. So
I used to have a ginger beard, but she divorced me. Damien, thank you. Oh, hang on, no. Puninator. First of all, I was trying to do that, but Wayne interrupted. Interrupting person, which I never do to anyone. So there's that. Do you know? Don't know if you saw it, but Alan Lichtman, White House Keys guy, did a prediction on the Electoral College map, and he gave it to Harris. 302 Electoral College votes to Harris, and 236 Electoral College votes to Trump. Now, if there's a Sun Belt and the Rust Belt, and basically the three states of the Rust Belt in the north, that's Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. If if Harris takes all 3 of them, she's won. If Trump takes all 3 of them, he still needs to win another state in order to win. But if Trump wins all 3 of them, all bets are off anyway. But yeah, she just needs to win those 3 states, and hopefully she will by a mile. Damien Pritchard, thank you very much for the £5. I placed a bet on Kamala months ago. £5 will get me £17 win, which in London is only 2 pints. If I win, I will save you one. Oh, thanks, Damien.
Excuse me. Have you not seen the budget?
£16.98. You'll get 2p change.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I love this.
What would you do with that, Damon?
Buy 750 pints, get one free. Christine Cash, thank you very much for the $5 US. They are shit kickers in the Dakotas, not rednecks. Terminology. Sorry, do you know what? I said North Dakota, and I really should have said South Carolina. Damn it. God, I just got that mixed up. I'm very sorry, Christine.
Are they really?
But thanks
are they really called shit kickers in the Dakotas?
Yeah, shit kickers.
Is that what? That's what a redneck is.
Yeah, shit kicker. Yeah, because they're not rednecks because they don't have as much sun. It's all snow in it.
Dakota is the best stereophonic song ever.
No, it's not.
Yes,
that's an oxymoron because the Stereophonics can't have a good song because they're the Stereophonics.
Oh, you're an arse. You're an absolute arse.
That's what he sounds like. And his name's Kelly, and that's a girl's name.
Whoa.
Well, it is. It is. Apart from Ned Kelly and Grace. No, Grace Kelly was a woman. Yeah.
Okay.
Gene Kelly? No, I don't know. Anyway, is Tremors set in the Dakotas? Tremors, the film with Kevin Bacon. Is that set in the Dakotas? It might be. I don't know.
I don't know.
No, Graham, you should have said Mississippi or Alabama. There you go. That's some facts. Yes, indeed. Capital of Mississippi. Wayne, capital of Mississippi?
M.
No, Jackson, I think. Is it? Someone check. Alabama. Mike, capital of Alabama?
It's a capital A at the beginning. Is this just a test of
Montgomery? Oh my God, you people are terrible.
It's definitely a capital A at the beginning of it. It looks facts as written.
It does. Yoni says the film
capital M in Mississippi.
The film with Kevin Bacon is such a great qualifier. Yeah, that narrows it down, doesn't it? He's only been about 200.
Yeah.
Right.
Tremors was Nevada.
Beverly Hills Cop with Kevin Bacon is amazing. The last one.
Is Kevin Bacon in it? Oh yeah, he plays the bad guy.
Yes. Yeah.
What in the latest one? The one last year.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. It's all right. But the guy who played one of the cops,
I like his.
has passed away. So
I've always liked his work in the EE adverts. Personally.
EE? What you mean? The people that provided my internets?
The one that gave you proper internet.
Yeah, terrible internet for so long that every time.
Did Kevin Bacon come round and install it?
Yeah. That would have been great.
Perfect.
And then when I stayed in a travel lodge, I got tucked in by Lenny Henry.
Yeah. Sarah Davis just says Jackson. Is that what I said? Did I say Jackson, Mississippi?
Maybe. Jackson, Mississippi.
There you go. And Svak says, I'm with Mike. I like being the authority on capitals. There you go.
Yeah, I just misunderstood the question. I didn't realise it was geography. I thought it was grammar. But,
it's okay. It's always important to be grammatically correct. Anyway, so we before you came on, Wayne, I was just saying I'm feeling a bit more positive about the American election. I've been quite down on the whole affair, especially since Biden sort of held on by the skin of his teeth for far too long. But how are you feeling about it right now?
Do you know what? I'm really, really mixed, especially with the fact that Trump did Rogan, which the Rogan bro.
What a horrible image!
Yeah,
you heard it here first. Trump did Rogan.
Can you put it in a nicer way? He went on his show.
He basically hung out the back of him.
Oh, mate, come on. This might be children watching.
No. I watched the entire thing. I watched the entire 3 hours. And
oh my God.
You must be the only person.
You are a glutton
I think even
for punishment.
Even Joe Rogan was bored
Yeah,
by
even
that.
Joe
No,
Rogan
no,
didn't
no, no,
watch it
no,
all.
no, no, no. I had a ball gag in my mouth and I was whipping myself at the same time.
That makes sense. That makes more sense than watching it, to be honest with you. Okay, I'll let you off. Before you go on about you Rogan, George, £2 super chat. Thank you very much. MAGA people are self-hating. Yes, no, I think so. I think they are. And then Puninator saying, lose the glasses, and Mike makes a good Quicksilver.
Hey, we'll go with that. Thanks,
Yeah,
Puninator.
look at that. You see, there you go. And £2, which is, somewhere towards a pint. A few more of them, and then we'll get a penny off the pint, and then everyone will.
Feels like I should think about starting an OnlyFans site.
Yeah.
Puninator.
I think you should.
So,
I'll take off the glasses, Puninator, of course.
Yeah.
right.
Mike takes off the glasses.
Just as a side point, did you hear the roar when it was announced that they were going to take a penny off a pint?
Yes,
I
I thought they were taking the piss because, like, no one gets that excited.
Embarrassing.
No one gets
It
that
was
excited
embarrassing.
about taking a penny off a freaking pint.
Right, for one, they're in the Houses of Parliament where they get subsidised beer anyway.
Yeah,
It
Right.
costs about a penny a pint,
Two,
doesn't it?
yeah.
Two,
So that's all they pay.
they're in fucking London. Like, you take a penny off a pint, you're getting change. That's it.
But it does go back to an old trick with the budget, doesn't it? That most people really are only concerned about things like that. Because all the other stuff, I mean, she, the first half hour of her speech, which is great, and the way she reorganized everything and the complications of it, you come away going, I have no idea how that's going to affect me. Hopefully it's all good. And then she goes, and a penny off beer. And you go, oh, great. Brilliant. I'm in, basically. And then everybody's talking about it, whether they're taking the piss out of it only being a penny or saying it's good that she brought the price of beer down.
Yeah.
One way or the other, it's the only thing they're talking about. And they're not talking about employers' national insurance contributions or, lowering this threshold or that threshold or whether I can inherit a farm,
And to circle back to the budget, the fact that they're putting the NI contributions up for employers basically means it's kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul, because what they're going to do, most like unscrupulous employers are going to go, we're going to like off one job because we can subsidize that with AI or some kind of other kind of automating thing. So we get rid of Paul and we bring in Peter. It's not really a.
I don't think that any company is going to literally get rid of a member of staff for 1.5% increase on national insurance.
I think they will.
contributions.
I think they will.
1.5%. I mean, maybe if they're a massive company with thousands of employees, but it doesn't even kick into. You've got like 5 employees anyway, so and it's such a small increment that it's gone up. It's just 1.5%. I really don't think it's going to matter. But can we talk about Trump for a bit? Because you were halfway through
go on, sorry.
telling us about this wrestling guy, the guy who does the wrestling commentary, Joe Rogan. But you call him Rogan because you're a big fan. This goes with the Tory territory. The Tory territory. See what I've done there?
No.
You're never going to get a date if you tell girls that you like Joe Rogan. There's official scientific data. Came out today. It said there's not enough time for a monkey to write Shakespeare or for a guy who listens to the Joe Rogan podcast to ever get a girlfriend.
Do you know how you do get a date? By telling people that you do have your own podcast.
Yes, that works. Or your own island, weirdly enough. And you just hope they haven't heard of Jeffrey Epstein. But yeah, trying to get a member of the opposite sex interested when your opening gambit is, I was listening to Rogan last night and this fella came on.
Doesn't work.
And Jordan Peterson said,
Yeah.
and then Ben Shapiro came on and went, that's what Ben Shapiro just sounds like to me all the time. They both sound like
Graham,
the Monty Python voice.
this is how you could make money. You should just do those voices for half an hour as a podcast.
They're really good and really accurate impressions.
I wish someone would do that to him when he's going off on one and talking too much, and just make that noise at him until he shuts up. It'd be very, very childish, but it'd be very, very, very funny. Anyway, go on. Tell us more about this pod of Rogan that you adore, Wayne.
Hang on, why has it been put on me?
Because you said you listened to all 3 hours
You're
of it.
You said you watched all 3 hours.
Yeah,
Right,
nobody
right,
else
okay,
did that.
okay.
You're like our man. You're like our man in Havana.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, I'm literally like, what's his name? Nicholas Winders with me UN hat on and me bulletproof vest in the midst of
Nicholas
fire.
Lindus,
Right.
was it? Nicholas Lindus was the guy in Only Fools and Horses, surely.
Yes.
Oh,
Didn't he? He played Rodney.
Yes.
I
don't remember him having
right,
I don't remember having a career in the UN or as a war correspondent in the Lebanon. But you know, maybe.
Nicholas Witchell, was it?
Witchell, yes, it. Yeah, the
Kate
ginger
Adie.
fella with
Kate
the
Adie, she liked to go out to a war zone.
Kate Adie, yeah.
John Simpson, big fan of the war zone.
John Simpson.
So basically, it was a 3-hour love fest where Joe Rogan was basically tongue butting his.
Oh, can we stop with the? Oh, Jesus Christ, Wayne! Look, you've already demonetized us, and now you just.
Hang on a minute. I have not said
all of our viewers. Everyone's just turning off now.
I have not said a C-bomb at all.
Tell us
at all.
Yeah, but I mean, if someone might.
There are worse things to say.
Yeah, if someone just had their dinner, they're going to be bringing it back up right now. Just to jump into the chat for the moment. I thought someone had let Marjorie Taylor Greene out of a cage when Graham was screaming. Says,
yeah, it was uncanny.
And Svack says, Graham Shapiro voice reminds me of the voice John Oliver used for Kushner on his show initially. Yes.
Yeah, true.
I think they're two birds of a feather.
Oh. God.
Anyway, turds of a tether. Anyway, listen, Wayne, come on. Don't tell us, don't give us an analogy, right? Just
right, okay.
So basically, Trump was on there and did that weird little guy with the bald head who looks like the guy with 2 hooks from Monkey Island. Did he actually take Trump to task at all?
No, not at all. It was basically a love fest. He was saying complete untruths, and I was screaming at my computer, going, push back, and nothing.
But Rogan,
Were you having sex while watching this?
To be fair to Rogan, he never pushes back on anything, does he?
Oh my
really?
God, what is wrong with you?
No, I'm not using Wayne's analogies. Right?
Because he's tired.
I'm trying to have a serious conversation about.
As we are demonetized already, you bunch of fucking cunts. No, that's not what I said.
Oh my God. Well, if we weren't demonetized by now, we definitely are now.
That's
Cheers,
it now.
Wayne.
We're done. Thanks, Wayne.
This is our last Friday Night Social. Can't do it anymore. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it, Wayne.
Cancel culture. You can't get a bloke on from Essex saying cunt repeatedly without losing money.
I know. So back to saying, Graham, it's not how sex works. Oh shit, I've been doing it wrong. Oh God, I'm so embarrassed.
Graham, that's an ear roll. You can't do that. Can't do it.
And Super Tiny says, I'm still here. Oh, and talking about being still here, here's Darren. Hello, Darren. How you doing?
Good evening, everything. Good everyone. Hope everybody's very, very well.
We're all right. Why are you in 4x3?
I've absolutely no idea. It's probably the picture that I've got on back of me. Probably from last week.
Put your hand out to one side and see if we can still.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay. He's good. He's good. Right. He's good.
Sorry, I thought we had letterboxed you or pillarboxed you or something. Okay.
By the way, that was proper Bez dancing there.
Just saying is saying thank you
Proper
for John Oliver.
Dancing.
He is brilliant. You're welcome. Did we give him John Oliver? Was that us? We've got to be very careful with who we give to America because, as the old joke goes, they gave us Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe. We gave them
and syphilis.
We gave them John Lennon, and they shot him. Anyway, Vince, companies concerned by staff cuts will worry more by increased minimum wages. Yeah, this is what people said back in 1999 when they had the introduction of the minimum wage. And everyone said, this is the end of business. No one will be able to run a business anymore because we'll have to pay people money for working. And turned out we had 10 years of boom after that. Well, no, 9 years until the credit crunch came along. But there you go. And Christine Cash says maybe we were better off when Wayne had shit internet.
Wow.
Can't argue with that.
Oh, I mean, that's cutting.
Yeah, I know, but at least we didn't get demonetized. Your foul
you know
gob.
what? That fucking hurts, man.
Does
Yeah,
it?
I can
Does
imagine.
it? I want to come on your show and demonetize you. Yeah, I'm gonna. What's it called? I'm gonna cancel you. You'll be cancelled.
Right, Graham's coming on the Bin podcast and calling everyone C-bops.
Yeah. You're gonna be totally cancelled.
Just half an hour of the Shapiro.
Yeah.
And then Graham,
That's what it sounds
Michael will turn up with his personal home defense apparatus.
Yeah.
And
You have to remember you have to remember if you go on the Bin podcast and annoy Mikey, he does have a gun. So.
He does indeed. He does. Did anyone see the clip of Jordan Peterson? I don't know if it was from this week, but I saw it twice this week, so I assume it was recent. Claiming there was such thing as dragons. Did anyone see this?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's an idiot. Why does anyone take him seriously? Like, what?
Because he sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Okay.
He's Canadian with a PhD. That's
Yeah.
pretty much all you need, really.
So do Americans listen to Canadians because they think they sound posh?
They're more understandable versions of British people. I think.
Okay. All right.
Have you seen South Park?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they have much deference for the Canadians, but yeah, I think that the
don't.
Canadians take it all in jest, I assume. I don't know, maybe. Sfax says, if your business model won't work with paying people properly, you have a crap business. Well, exactly. It's like when someone says, oh, a foreigner came and took my job, and you were like, so someone who doesn't speak English as a first language, and, you know, like they
doesn't have a work visa.
Doesn't have a work visa and
no
has no
permanent
qualifications, and they can
manage to do your job.
Yeah. Okay. You must have been really bad at it. Blue Badger 88 says, if a business... Oh, I've read that one. If a business can't adapt with advanced warning to a shared event like the budget, it's not going to cope in general, lol. Well, that's the thing about the whole... This whole VAT on private schools, which is hilarious because they're like, oh my god, these children won't be able to go to private schools anymore, and some Tories are bringing a court case to like the European Court of Human Rights to say
it's embarrassing.
It's not fair because people should have the right to educate. Whatever happened to the right to education for the very, very rich? And what's funny about it is that the actual costs of putting your kid in private schools has doubled in the last 20 years. It's doubled. People haven't gone, shit, we better take these courts to these schools to the European Court of Human Rights for doubling their fees. There you go.
No, but do you not think it's just embarrassing in the sense of like, oh, I can't afford to pay my kids' school fees. Bruv, I can't afford to pay my fucking rent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, have a word with yourselves.
Yeah.
Won't somebody think about the rich poor millionaires who have their Tarquins and their Guinevere's and their Sebastians?
Nobody thinks about the Nepo babies. Just saying, points out, Trump has said that a former Republican senator, Liz Cheney, should have 9 guns pointed at her head, which is essentially saying a firing squad, because that's 9 guns. So this is what Trump said today. Liz Cheney, the daughter of Dick Cheney, the former vice president to George W. Bush, should be...
Which all in itself, you know, Liz Cheney being on the same side as the Democrat candidate is disturbing in its own right as an issue.
Yeah.
Clearly not as bad as being cold garbage, though, is it? Really?
It's crazy. You know, we could ask the question, but we ask it all the time, is how do they get away with this? In the hypocrisy of what they do. You know, all of the GOP at the moment are up in arms about the fact that Biden may or may not, because he's dithering old man, as we all know, basically, but screwed up a comment about people being garbage. And they're all saying it's an insult, it's terrible, he's a fascist, etc. And you think, well, just the day before, Trump was largely saying, I want to kill all the Democrats and put them in jail and round them all up. And they're all disgusting, low-life human beings.
Yeah.
You go, how do you get away with this?
Yeah.
And the answer is,
Well, Michelle Obama were right when she says that people like Kamala Harris and all that, they are held to a higher standard.
Oh, they've got to be perfect. They've got to be absolutely perfect, whereas he just has to be a monster.
Crazy.
We've got a question from George. Have any of you guys visited a private school? Yes. I once gave a talk at Eton College.
Oh, wow. I can't beat that.
Oh, sorry, go on. What was your one? I should have waited and then beaten it at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
What
should have
else?
raised me on
Built
that
up.
one.
Yeah.
Can we do
Only
that again?
once.
Can we go again? Shit.
I delivered beds to a private school back in the day.
Oh, dear.
Woodhouse Grove to watch Bradford City train. That's as far as it ever went.
Mike, what? Tell us your
Bradford.
private school story.
I mean, I got to be careful. I have a very personal connection to somebody that had both their kids in private school. So I spent a lot of time talking to their teachers and everything else, and parents of other kids.
Hey, the teachers in Eton were fine. They were just normal people. They weren't like posh,
the kids.
weirdos.
The kids. Being honest, the kids and the parents and everything else, and I can put half an argument together to say that it is quite difficult to afford the fees when you've got 6 kids that you're trying to put through private school in your 8-bedroom mansion in Buckinghamshire. You know, at the end of the day, a lot of those people they might be earning a lot of money. Yeah. But actually, I do get the argument that for them, it can be a problem. But fundamentally, you do have to go. There are plenty of comprehensive schools locally as well. So
if they can't afford the fees, maybe they should get on their bike and get a better job.
Yeah.
It's the Tory way, you know. Remember old Norman Tebbit?
I'll tell you the one thing I did learn from that period was that because it's a paid-for service, this education that they're paying for their kids, they essentially blame the teachers for everything. That are essentially their kids' problems. They blame the teachers for them. And then if you're in certain environments like
such a thing.
Exactly, and if you're in an environment like Buckinghamshire where there are 4 private schools for every state school in that county, then you just move them to another school. Yeah, it's a ridiculous county. It's unbelievable, and you literally move them to another school, and the other school welcomes you with open arms for the fees. And says, we can fix this problem for you, basically. We'll make sure our teachers are nicer to your children. And it's, it's a service. It's sold as a service.
Yeah.
But half the kids were more screwed up than any of the ones that I know that went to comps, basically.
Well, and then they get in charge of everything. And that's why things are the way they are in this country.
So Buckinghamshire is the proper, like, Ponzi home county?
Oh, God, yeah.
You'd never imagine with a name like Buckinghamshire.
No. It's not unrelated to Buckingham Palace.
Yeah.
Essex, we're proper chavs.
Yeah. John C, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. With in-work universal credit, the government, brackets taxpayer, have been effectively subsidising crap employers for paying crap wages. They have the nerve to complain about small rise in national insurance. Yeah, John C, couldn't agree more, mate. The fact that taxpayers have to pay big companies because they effectively subsidise these big companies because they don't want to pay their workers correctly, and also we subsidise landlords all over this country. Buy-to-let landlords, we subsidise those bastards out of our money. So it shouldn't be a landlord or a landlady, it should be a land bastard. GC, thank you very much. I probably upset the landlords watching this, but whatever. We mean it in jest. Or do we? GC, Biden...
Can we check on the YouTube demographics of how many landlords are likely to be watching this on a Friday night?
Oh, yeah.
Upsets them just as much as he upsets the Jeremy Corbyn.
Right. Mike, to your point, can we make sure my landlord is not watching?
Yeah, please. And he can definitely afford to pay the rent, honestly.
GC is dropped a €5 super chat. Thank you very much, GC. Biden still has immunity for his actions. Smiley face.
He does.
Yes, he does. I hope he uses them.
But he also has a conscience.
He also has a sick Corvette.
John C is asking me if I had tea and crumpets prepared by a younger Eton Shell. Graham, no, I didn't. Although the guy who showed me round, the lad who showed me round, he's a sixth former. And he honestly sounded very, very, a bit on the scale of Rees-Mogg. He was incredibly well spoken. And I asked him, where are you from? And he went, I'm actually from Austin, Texas. And I was like,
Right.
what?
Oh, fuck off.
What? He said,
Yeah.
yes, I've been here since I was 8 years
off.
old. Or whatever. You went to the prep school, I think, before he went to the main school. But basically, he sounded like a British aristocrat. So he's going to go back to Texas, and they're all going to be playing the banjos and having no teeth or whatever happens in Texas. And he's going to be there.
Resmog of
He's going to
Texas.
be there with his top hat on.
I've-
He'll probably be a butler in Elon Musk's new compound. That's perfect.
Graham, I think that may be a racist slur that you just.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. Sorry to anyone from Texas watching this. We've got someone saying Trump 2024 in the chat, so we've got ourselves a troll. Hello, pet troll.
Cool.
Let's see what else they put in there before I kick him out. Alex, the sixth, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. That's very kind of you. If you can't afford to educate, don't copulate. That's what Alex says. That's not a very good slogan. Like, that's a bit of a mouthful,
really.
isn't it? You can't
Yeah.
you shout that marching down the street. If you can't afford to
so they-
educate.
Yeah.
Depending on where Alex is from, in the UK, you can copulate as much as you like and send all the kids to a free school. So
Yeah.
Multi-syllable words are not really the thing for little rhymes. You can't really do it. You know what I mean?
All I gotta say is for Trump troll, somebody needs to ask him, what's it like knowing that your hero nearly got knocked out by a garbage van door?
Well, also your hero's a rapist, so that's a bit of a weird hero to have. I mean,
Yeah.
if one of
Proper
me
alpha
mates,
male with that. Proper alpha male that door, didn't he?
if one of me mates, was an adjudicated rapist, I don't think I'd be hanging out with them anymore. That's just me. I'm quite judgmental like that. But there you go. Christine Cash said,
You monster.
there's some uber snooty old money in Texas. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Damien says, I've raised 5 children. State school has always been the babysitter. The real education they got from me and my wife. They all got A stars in every subject. There you go. Well done, Damien. Brilliant. And Samuso 86 says, Trump 24. Remember to vote on November the 6th or January the 5th. Either one is great.
For the Trump trolls that are in the chat, actually, I will be voting on the 6th of November for Donald Trump in 10 states. Wayne, you and me are doing a tour of a number of states as illegal immigrants.
The 5th of November. Remember.
I'm literally going over to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Idaho, Nevada, and I'm going to vote everywhere I can, and then fly back.
And Darren, we're doing Pennsylvania, Darren.
Yeah.
And you've got to vote at least 35 times in every polling booth.
And on the 6th of November, I'll be in a right state. I'll be visiting the Corn Dolly, the Lord Clyde, and...
and I'm going to go and see Mikey in Chicago and Brenna in Orange County, voting there as well.
Yeah.
And then hopefully flying back.
I'm a necromancer, so I'm gonna bring loads of people back from the dead to vote, and they're all gonna vote for Kamala, and that's why she's gonna win by a bloody landslide.
But to be fair, Gray, I'm the only brown person here, so I'll get deported for free.
Hey, happy days. They might deport you to the wrong country, though. They might think you're Haitian. Alfie in the chat says, no men in women's sports, ! Which is really funny because Alfie's probably really, really fat and never actually does sports because, not very good at them. But there you go. So that's very, very important about women's sports. Suddenly the incels really care about women's sports.
Embrace the trolls, man. Embrace the trolls. I love it. I fucking love it.
They care about safe spaces for women. Like they have in Saudi Arabia, where women aren't allowed to go in the same restaurant as men because it's a safe space. Yeah. I already sent 50,000 votes from my server here in Germany. Pen is locked down for Harris. Thank you very much to Jup for sorting out Pennsylvania for us.
I hope you use a VPN.
Oh, you don't need to. We've got it all sorted. Just saying, says after Biden called Trump garbage, he was riding around in a garbage truck. Yeah, I know. He tried to get in the front, didn't he? And nearly failed. He probably should have got in the back where he belongs. Billy says, Midas Touch last week had a piece on early first-time voters. Lady in the white sunglasses, scared, elated, marvellous, which is good. Puninator says, I don't have kids, I never want them, but I'm helping my eldest nephew with maths. He went to foundation to hire in 6 months. That's pretty good. And yeah, I mean, look, some kids do well in school. Some kids do better with like, a bit of help from home or, tutors, I guess. And some kids flourish in, different circumstances. But it is really, really unfair to have a system in which if you are born rich, you can be mediocre as fuck and still rise to the top of any given profession in this country.
David Cameron is a good example.
Yeah. Well, I've seen something on Facebook that's been, I've seen it 3 times now. It's the same meme. You know when you see the same meme and you're like, oh, God, not again. And it was whinging about the fact that that Angela Rayner gets paid so much, and I was just like, I don't care. She's a deputy prime minister of the 6th biggest economy in the world. What do you want? Oh, it's not fair. He said at the bottom, it's not fair, and I'm like, become deputy prime minister and then you'll get that.
And they still this week they managed to drag up after the budget was that Angela Rayner had also got a £3,000 donation from Lord Ali for clothes.
Yes, but
she declared it in July. It's an old story, and she declared it. The story is, I declared this.
Yeah.
Basically.
Is Sky News still talking about this?
Yes.
It came out on. They were talking about it yesterday morning.
Fucking hell.
Sorry for my language, but did anyone see the Larry and Paul skit where it was like the newscaster? He went a bit Jonathan Pye.
Oh yeah.
He's like, why are we talking about this shit? Talking about the clothes that MPs wear, and he's like, starts talking about the Lake District. He's like, oh, we're going to talk about all the shit that's been pumped into the Lake Windermere. He's like, no, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the fact that, Princess Kate, she went there when she was a little girl and she had a lovely time.
Yeah.
And he's just like, why the fuck are we talking about this? This has got... But it's what the media, the press, are absolutely obsessed with in this country, because they never pick on the big stories. And we were talking earlier about how Trump gets away with things. Like, he has called for a political opponent to face a firing squad, and nothing. Cricket. If Kamala said something 1% as disgraceful as that would be all over the papers. How dare she?
Can you imagine if Kamala had called it, said he had low IQ in public? They would have been having an absolute cow, wouldn't they?
And apparently Biden, who's not running, said that the Trump voters supporters were garbage, right? And it was a bit taken out of context, but whatever. Trump has been saying that the supporters of the Democrats are vermin that must be
the enemy within.
The enemy within and must be exterminated. It's like Damien.
Hypocrisy writ large.
Right, free Tommy Robinson, Alfie's saying now. Should we leave Alfie in the chat? Because this is quite funny.
Can we? I think leave Alfie in the chat, but can we just say to Alfie that if you want us to read out your comments in future, you need to do the super chat thing, and then we'll be quite happy.
Also,
put your money where your mouth is.
Alfie, straight facts. I need a new K&N air filter for my Audi. So if you could do a super chat, we'll read it out.
Wayne, are they available in Moscow? Is that?
Oh,
and also,
no, it's an NNK in Moscow.
Also, I read a cutting-edge article from News Thump that said within the first day of him being in prison, Tommy 10 Names had converted to Islam.
Yeah, that's true. And he's hanging out with a gang
called... I bet he did.
He's hanging out with a group called the Sisters. And he's got his handkerchief code. He is up on his handkerchief code. What can I say? Damien, and he's very small. He's a very small man. So they've actually had to, when they had to put like special adaptations into jails to accommodate the fact that he's a hobbit. So he's like living.
No. I think you find he's called a half foot.
A half
foot.
foot.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
They've had to put him in one of those cells where the bars are a bit closer together, so he doesn't squeeze through the gaps.
Yeah,
he can't get through the grill.
No. Yeah. But he needs money. But the funniest thing is that these dickheads who think that Tommy 10 Names, who's got an Irish passport by the way, so he's not affected by Brexit, unlike you.
Lives in Spain, bless him.
He lives in Spain or Greece or wherever, and basically he has set it all up so people give him money So this thing was like, I'm going to fight this court case. This guy, they're trying to get me. They're trying to silence me. I'm standing in the way of them trying to get to you. And he gets all this money together to fight this massive court case. And he turns up in court on Monday and they went, you're in contempt of court. How'd you plead? And he went, guilty.
Guilty. Yeah.
Thanks for the money, though.
Yep.
That was a great holiday that I was having while you guys were rioting and dying, because I got you to go out there and have a heart attack.
This is the best savings account ever, right? So what you do, you get yourself in nick, right?
Yeah.
You do 18 months in there and you come out and you're like, wait, what's going on?
Then when the money runs low, you just do rinse and repeat, don't you?
Yeah, that's what he did.
Exactly.
He's a grifter. He's a right-wing grifter, and there's a lot of money in right-wing grifting. There's not so much in left-wing grifting, but there's a little bit, and some of that comes from people like Damien. Thank you for the super chat, my friend, for the £5. Getting a star in every subject from a state school gets nothing. If you are Farage, go to Dulwich and get 3 Cs and walk into a top-paid city job. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That really pisses me off. The triumph of the mediocre white male in this country, and it all comes down to usually what school they went to. They just happen to know the white people.
And then there's the hierarchy of private schools as well, because Farage has always had a chip on his shoulder about only going to Dulwich and not Eton.
But now you two sound like self-hating white males.
Yeah, champagne socialists.
Oh, Wayne, we're sorry for all the things we did.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I apologize.
Send me a list on WhatsApp and I'll
I'll
apologise collectively for everything. I'm sorry.
All right, Mike, I'm getting my phone out right now. I'm waiting.
I'm really sorry I brought you that hat, Wayne. I'm sorry.
all right. This is Pitsy Market finest. Moody as fuck.
We got another super chat as well from Puninator. Thank you, Puninator. My sister's friends asked how he improved, and she said it was me. She tried to get me to agree to tutoring their kids, but I was like, I can barely tolerate your kids. No way I am spending time with others. Thank you very much for the £10 super chat, and you're very kind. And yeah, I mean, teaching kids isn't easy. Like, some kids, it is because they're engaged, but if a kid doesn't give a shit and you try to teach them stuff, it's so difficult. It is so difficult.
100%. 100%. Is a fucking iPhone. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Tommy 10 Names now stands for 10 names written on his backside. Who have claimed it for themselves. That's
he's gonna get a nice 10 on his little Tommy 10 Names arsehole.
Not a half foot, but a half wit. That's from Power to the People. Probably the safest place for him after that grift. Lol. Brave said Tommy ran away. So Tommy will be writing a book in jail called My Struggle. That wouldn't surprise me. Mein Kampf, is it? Christine Cash, yes, lawyers cost money. Why waste other people's money when you can keep it for yourself? Yeah, exactly. Pay for my lawyers.
Can we call him Tommy Teetal Older?
Yeah. And then Jup James says you translated that wrong. The proper title in English is "The World Is So Mean to Me," which sounds like something that, I don't know, Tucker Carlson might say. Oh God, he's a horror show as well. God, did you see him come out?
He was awful.
And he said talking about slapping smacking his 15-year-old daughter. What the?
It's time for Daddy to come home and give you a smack. In reference to Trump becoming the president. What on earth?
I've been watching this as recent. Terror Hawks, like the 80s Jerry Anderson.
Yeah.
Do you remember Zelda's sister who used to laugh and her wig used to fall off?
Oh God, it used to freak me out so much. That. And
do you know what she does now?
Is that Tucker's laugh?
That's Tucker. That's Tucker.
Yeah. Zelda doesn't half look like
I know.
Katie Hopkins.
Oh, massively.
Have you ever seen Katie Hopkins and Zelda from the Terrorhawks in the same room at the same time?
I was going to say Carol Malone, actually.
It's got a bit of a thing of Katie Howie as well. Or Kate Howie. Kate Howie.
Kate Howie.
Yeah. She's a bit Zelda.
This is very niche.
Unquiet Badger says little Tommy's hobbit hole is being well used right now. Jesus
Oh.
Christ. Anyway,
Wonder if they're calling it their precious.
yeah, and Alfie's whinging about being censored. Oh, Alfie, sorry.
No, Alfie. We're not censoring you. We
We're
just
not
want you to
censoring.
pay, like a good Republican or Conservative. Pay for your influence.
I think
Alfie, K and N air
Cancelled.
filter,
I've been
Audi
cancelled.
A4 convertible.
it's not fair. Nothing's
Pay for
fair. Yeah. You
I
know,
want to say bad stuff, and they won't let me.
I've been cancelled.
Are you trying to say he's clutching his pearls?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so awful. I mean, these
Alfie,
days you can't say anything, can you? You can't say
Alfie,
anything without being put in jail.
Alfie, I've got your back. I'll take care of these rotters.
Yes.
You can't even break the
You
law.
Tories,
As
you Tories got to
bounders.
stick together, Wayne.
You know,
Divide and conquer, brother.
you can't even break the law without being put in jail. It's not fair.
It isn't fair. We should give Alfie
Put
a
'em
voice,
up.
really.
Put 'em
We should analyse all of his policies and work
This
out
is-
whether we
yeah.
what we think of them. Really.
Yeah, this is classic two-tier policing, you know.
Two-tier, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's half foot, not half foot. That says Dave. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, we're in dangerous territory if we start going into Tolkien stuff. Really.
Are we?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
'cause
Unless we pull the Silmarillion out for reference, there will be people that will correct us on everything.
Yeah, but Tolkien
sorry,
changed
Mike,
stuff.
you-
Tolkien changed stuff all through his life. So
Yeah.
Mike,
not definitive.
wind your tongue in because you shall not pass.
That's so southern. Pass. Does he say pass or does he say pass?
Pass.
Does he say pass?
You shall not pass.
Yeah.
Yes.
That naughty little bad.
That is one of my favourite Star Trek movies. I agree.
You can't pass. You can't pass.
Yeah.
So
Don't really have the same vigor.
So if Gandalf was a Scouser, is that what you're saying?
Imagine.
hey lads, no,
Hey,
No, calm down.
Hey, listen, Balrog, I'll take you down. I'll take you down, you little fan.
I didn't know Gandalf were in the threat. Were in Harry Enfield.
Oh, you're not
sketch.
gonna
I would love that.
You are not gonna
Yeah,
pass,
so-
lad.
Do you know what?
You have a
That's a
laugh.
character. That is a character that we need to explore.
Scouse
we
Gandalf.
have-
Scouse
Scouse
Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Yeah. In fact, I'm surprised. The animated version of Lord of the Rings was paid for by George Harrison,
It
wasn't
was, yes.
It was,
Ralph
yes,
Bakshi.
yes.
I'm surprised he didn't insist on having Scouser accents.
That would have been good. Well, the
been
Scousers,
perfect.
the Beatles in Yellow Submarine, that was just some other people pretending to be Scouse. That's why they sound less like the Beatles than ever before.
Was it? I didn't know that. Is that
Yeah,
true?
they didn't do
That
the
wasn't
voices
their
for it,
voices.
no. Quick,
wow.
Ringo, go in the Yellow Submarine. That's why they
Do you
sound
know
like
what?
drums.
Just put it in the fridge.
I would love.
Yes,
to
put it in the
watch-
fridge. Put it in the
I would-
fridge.
I would love to watch
Don't know what's got in the fridge.
the entire trilogy of Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
with a Scouse accent.
The
Voiceover actor.
You're going to be able to do that with AI in a couple of years, aren't you?
Gimli in the fucking.
Hey,
Don't tell the elf.
no one tosses a dwarf.
You'll have to toss me.
Yeah.
You have to toss me.
Just imagine, like, Gandalf just saying to, like, Peregrine Took, you know, hey, soft lads. After he drops hey, soft lads.
Yeah.
Fool of a
Does
top.
Michelle sew me socks in this?
Christine
Hey lad,
Cash.
hey lad, look to the east. Look to the east.
Well, I did something a few years ago where I did Scalloween, and it was Mike Myers. I clipped from the movie Halloween, and I just dubbed over a Scouse accent over what he was saying. He's like, "Hey,
Oh,
you fucking stay there, knobhead!" And he's like putting the knife into his whole.
Oh, but
Here you blades, shut up, go away! And he's like running off. I've disappeared.
that'd be so fucking funny.
Wayne, we're being challenged by one angry pagan here on our southerner status.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Politics, social, Graham. Neither Wayne nor Mike are actual southerners. We've been found out, Wayne.
Oh,
no.
yeah. I'm going to take my mask off right
I
now.
live in Durham.
I'm
You're
actually,
south of me.
I'm actually from Bolton.
Oh no, even worse.
Yeah.
Like Sarah Cox.
I'm from Glasgow.
Genuinely, I've been looking this week at moving to Bolton.
Bolton. Why?
Oh.
I've been taught this week how to say it.
Why would you
on
move to
purpose
Bolton? It's a terrible place
Oh,
where the sun
why?
never shines.
Well, I'm now asking you three or anyone in the chat to convince me why I should move to Bolton.
I'm going to say don't. That's going to be my view on the matter. Wayne,
Okay.
Bolton, how do you feel about Bolton?
Tactical nuclear strike.
Okay, Taryn, Bolton, feelings?
No.
No feelings.
Okay, well, thanks.
Right.
was all
You sold me on
surface,
that.
but
Right. No. This is me being objective as an Arsenal fan. JJ Okocha, Bolton, fuck off. They were a bogey team back in the day.
I don't know
Okay.
what you're talking about now. So
I don't know
I'm gonna
what
move
any
on.
of that means.
And Sam Allardyce.
Still losing me.
Anna,
Is
Jumpers
this
for
called
goalposts.
is this called round ball social or is it called politics social?
Yes, exactly.
Let's
We're not,
talk
and the rest is sport or
Yeah,
whatever.
next thing you'll know, I mean,
Sports ball.
they'll have a
Sports ball.
German as the England manager. I mean, could you imagine?
exactly.
Can you imagine
Oh,
that? That'd be
disgraceful.
crazy.
It'd be like having a German royal family, only worse.
Yeah.
Bullinator, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Woo! Don't mention clutching pearls to Tommy 10 names now. It's what his cellmate did the first night when they got to know each other.
Fuck about.
Well, we're all Tommy Robinson now, aren't we?
I just love that line from the Bloodhound Gang song "I Hope You Die," where it says, "I hope when whatever happens next is all a blur, but you remember that fist can also be a verb."
Wow. Fucking
I used to
Bloodhound Gang.
love-
That's like 1999.
Yeah,
Hey, look, in
25 years.
I loved them. I thought they were brilliant. The roof,
I'm getting-
the roof is on fire.
Was there a Glasgow accent? Was someone trying to do a Glasgow accent then? I missed that. I must have been miles away. Ruth said that Glasgow accent was insulting. I think it's my Scouse accent, maybe. The kickball social is that way, says Jeremy. Sarah says, Wayne, my team beat your team in 1927 to take the FA Cup out of England for the first time.
Well done, love.
There you go. What was it? Was it Cardiff? Was it Wrexham?
I don't know. It's probably I don't know.
Port Maddox?
Champions of
To be
working
fair,
men,
Clanfleet?
something or other.
Oh,
To be fair, I still remember that time, was it 2012, 2013, when Arsenal came up to Valley Parade in Capital Cup quarter-final. Oh, what a night that was. Oh, what a night.
I'm definitely.
I don't know what
I'm
that
on the
was, but
sports
it went
agent
totally over my head.
podcast
It knocked
now.
my hat off.
No, it don't matter. Darren's clearly off his
Okay.
tits.
All right. Excellent.
Well, only because we beat and we got to Capital Cup final.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're-
Okay, we're gonna go sports ball.
So
No,
Graham,
no. I'd rather talk about.
Graham, I'd like us to talk about 22 young men running around in tight
Ooh,
shorts,
yes, actually, that sounds good. Let's talk about
working
that.
working up a sweat while
but-
thousands of angry men stare
Sort
at
of
them.
grappling each other, as they
to
get. as they fight over the
be
ball.
fair, Mike, you are from Brighton, so it's kind of de rigueur.
Brighton Albion, mate, we're in Europe now with young men in shorts,
Well, there you go.
and that's as much football knowledge as I have. I saw it on a bus poster this afternoon. So
To be fair, Mike, I'm down your way next couple of weeks. I'm going
fuck,
to
is
the-
that a threat? Is this a threat? Another one?
No,
Do I owe
no,
you money, Wayne? Is this
no, sunshine. It's a promise.
Yeah.
okay?
Alan has pointed
No,
out
I'm-
quite rightly. Graham supports Everton. He doesn't like football. Yes.
There you go.
My
There you go.
weakness. But also, Svax
Football's
is
not
asking:
been
is
good
it
to you.
is it really acceptable for us to make sexual assault jokes about Tommy 10 names in jail? It's a good point.
No, not really.
It's probably not right, but then
No.
I really hate him.
No, but look.
And I
at the
don't
end
think
of
he's
the day-
actually being assaulted. I just like.
No, at the end of the day, it's bent. It's not like we don't wish that.
But
upon
That's
anyone.
what
If
that's
we-
what your man Trump says. when he
Yeah,
talks about these
exactly.
things,
So okay. Well, we'll stop doing that because let's just talk about the fact that.
All
he's
right.
terrible.
Okay. Cool.
And he went to jail for being a dickhead, a racist little dickhead. We can make jokes. about that.
Can we like insinuate him getting punched in the face? Is that
No,
all right?
because that's assault.
But on
isn't
it- And it's also unlikely when you think about it, right? He's going to find quite a quite an audience for himself in jail. In a way, it's quite concerning because if you do take a parallel to the H guy that we're never supposed to mention else we're using Godwin's law basically, but he spent 18 months in jail and wrote Mein Kampf, built up half of the SS people that he ended up working with were in jail with it.
But if he likes being pegged, are we
we said
are we bad?
No football, and let's try and raise the level of dialogue about Tommy Ten.
No, but he might enjoy
and
it.
where's Wayne gone?
Bad guys?
If you're at sea or in jail, you get a let. That's the rule, isn't it?
Apparently.
Or if it's a Friday night or you're a bit drunk. I don't know. There's all kinds of rules about it.
Yeah.
So the answer to the people asking us to raise the level of this conversation is no. I'm sorry, we can't.
No,
we don't. We don't know how.
Well, maybe I'll try. I'll ask Mike and Wayne because I know what your thoughts are, Graham. What did you think of the budget?
Wayne, do you want to go first?
Do you know what? I just think the budget has been pushed onto small employers to recruit either people via AI or release people via AI. Because
they put the minimum wage up a little bit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no.
This is exactly what they said in 1999.
No, but certain employers will go, oh, well, I can't afford to pay that, so I'm going to jog like.
Good luck.
But they're not going to roll their sleeves up and do the work themselves, are they? So,
and AI does 10% of the work and then just gives up and pretends it's done the rest. It's more human than human, really.
The thing about a statutory minimum wage is it just creates a level playing field for competition. Like, ultimately you can sack somebody, but if the work still needs to be done, you've still got to pay the same rate of money.
Yeah.
So you've got two sort of like paradoxical things running in the same tram line, in the sense of you've got minimum wage and you've also got tax credits. Yeah. So one subsidised the other, but the only reason one exists is because the other exists. Do you know what I mean? So if you was to sort of like look at it in a sense of like let's say Sainsco, to not sort of like put anyone.
So Sainsbury's then, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking
Tesco's or Sainsbury's?
You're Southern.
You're alluding to.
I was trying.
What are those things called? Wait lilies.
Yeah, but we're just
wait rose. Wait rose. You have them.
Rose.
Yes, you have those things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, wait rose. Yeah, that'll work. So they're not paying.
Harrods, say Harrods. No one gives a shit about them anymore because Mohammed Al Fayed abused 400 freaking women. He's like the Dr. Harold Shipman of.
I'll tell you what, Graham, you and your fucking crowbar can just fucking get in anywhere, can't you?
Yes. Anyway, so he's a vongan. Anyway, and Harrods covered up for him, and so did the Metropolitan Police, by the way.
He's dead. It don't matter.
It does matter.
And in
answer
to your question, Darren, that's what we think of the budget.
Yes. Harrods.
No, but what I'm saying,
and he's a non.
These.
Can I say, chat? Top political commentary here.
Yeah,
especially on Friday night.
We're putting the social.
It's quite surprising we're not asked on to the Today programme to comment about this.
Why on the Today programme? I've been cancelled.
I'm trying to get fucking money for my K&N air filter for my Audi A4 convertible. For fuck's sake.
A4. So not your yellow Quattro.
Is it the size of an A4 piece of paper? Is that why it's called an A4?
It pretty much is at the minute.
Oh, okay. So I want to know. I've got a question.
Right.
Where's the fire, Wayne? Where is it? This is just a question I always ask myself when there's an Audi up my arse flashing his lights.
Just get out of the way.
Why? Where do Audi drivers have to get to so urgently?
Just
at
get out
like
the
3
fucking way.
o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday.
Because you're doing 25 mile an hour.
Are we-
in a
Oh, yeah,
30.
yeah.
Sorry,
Move the fuck
are we
over.
back on the pegging thing?
Yes.
Fuck's
Is this-
sake.
Yeah, we are.
Graham's had an Audi driver up his arse. or
Yeah, oh, yeah,
something?
yeah, yeah.
I phased out for a moment and came back.
So
Why are they always in a
Gra-
hurry? I mean, what's going on? Is there a convention? Is there like an Audi drivers convention that they need to get to? And if they're late, they get, I don't know, smacked in the bollocks with a baseball bat. Like, what happens?
No,
Because they seem really desperate to get to that place they need to get to.
I need to be there before you.
You need to be... Okay.
One by one, we are alienating large parts of our audience. Now.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we literally are like alienating.
But this is the last,
all of
this is
our
the last
audience.
Friday Night Social for a while. So, you know, we may as well just...
It is.
Oh, it's just free ball. It's just free ball.
We don't want people feeling like that, you know, that they're missing out on
That
something.
actually, Darren, was the biggest problem, I think, with the budget when Rachel Reeves announced that Politics Social was having to come to an end for a few weeks.
Yeah.
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 Fuck you, Rachel Reeves.
That's what
Yeah.
she
And
did.
it's crippling economic decision.
Disgraceful behaviour. You can never trust Labour, can you? Disgraceful.
No, they did exactly what they said they were going to do. The bastards.
Look at the mess they've created in 100 days. You know, look at the green shoots they've destroyed after 14 years of Tory austerity, rule and grow.
Yeah.
Disgraceful behaviour.
Apparently, hang on. We got another thing from Alfie. Alfie's been at
Alfie?
Alfie
Did
shops
he
at
pay
Waitrose.
before you say it?
Alfie,
Did he pay?
Alfie shops at Waitrose. That doesn't surprise me. And apparently, Labour will ask you to give up and then capitals your cars, comma, end of sentence.
Right.
How many?
We're not my car anyway.
Sorry.
I don't have a car.
I don't have any.
so-
I don't have a car or multiple cars. So
Yeah. Well,
Labour-
I just borrowed my girlfriend's car. Because
I have a
got
couple of
girlfriend.
corgi
Right,
cars
right,
somewhere.
right.
Don't
in
vote for Trump or
kids'
Tommy
bedrooms.
Bedrooms or the Tories
If-
or Brexit.
If Alfie,
my guess is Alfie is an Audi driver, so we could just
Yes.
Wayne could just
Yeah,
steal
yeah.
his car basically.
Yeah,
yeah.
Wayne,
So
can you
you
steal
mentioned-
Alfie's car for us?
Yeah. Soon as you give the bad word to Audis, clearly Alfie got really upset.
if
Yeah.
Alfie,
Elsie.
Alfie in his
Elsie.
Alfie. In his Alfie.
Alright.
In his Alfie.
You got to get Alfie's pronouns right. He's very
Yes,
Don't
sensitive.
get the pronouns
exactly.
wrong. I'm sure she'll
Yeah,
get
exactly.
very upset
I'm
if
alright
you
with
mess
that.
them
Yeah,
up.
absolutely rupturing a spleen now.
I'm sure they are okay. Yeah, motherfuckers. If they shop at Waitrose, that means that they are an Audi driver,
Yeah,
which also means
yeah,
Avocados.
yeah.
what the fuck are they doing listening to us cunts?
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe,
exactly.
maybe they're off their tits on cocaine,
Hmm.
and they were
Maybe
looking
should
for the
do what?
Joe Rogan podcast, and they ended up on here instead.
Oh, here we go.
Alfie doesn't like it
I-
when you misgender her. Says Yoni.
them, Graham,
What?
them,
What?
they.
them. Yes.
Hmm.
And
we
Maggie
just
says,
ask-
very late to the party. Sorry. Hi,
I was
everyone.
just-
Hi, Maggie. Can everyone say hello to Maggie, please? Hi, Maggie.
I was just going to say, could we actually ask Maggie where she's been?
Yeah, where have you been?
Yeah,
Where
Maggie.
have you been,
Yeah,
man?
things to do
We've
on
been
a
sitting here
Friday night.
waiting.
Yeah.
No one's been talking. We've just been sitting here.
Yeah, Maggie, I need a new bit of kit for me engine on me Audi. So, like super chat.
That's largely what the last hour has been about.
Cozy's watching as well. Hey, Cozy, come on the chat.
Hey, Cozy.
We need some gender equality here. Or
Yeah.
Poor old Alfie. will get very
I love
upset.
Cozy, and Cozy knows my mum, which is so weird.
That's brilliant. It's a small world, isn't it?
It's so weird.
Sarah says they can take our Audis, but they'll never take our freedom. And then we've got BUFU. Mike says we've been warned before. Our national pension is low compared with other EU countries. Trust fund managers were let off. Didn't go far enough, in my humble opinion. Honest opinion? Is it a humble opinion or honest opinion? I don't know. On equalising tax from income stroke dividends. Yeah, I agree. And Alan Walker says 2 cocaine addicts at a party. One says to the other, "Well, enough about me. What do you think about me?"
Brilliant.
Very good. I like that. It's
Maggie's
so-
been making Christmas cards.
Oh no,
apparently.
Alfie's moved on to reform now. So Alfie's. I don't know if they can vote in both elections in America and the UK, but there you go. Reform
They can't.
2029 and the British flag.
Shopping in Waitrose and voting for Trump.
Mike,
all
Mike,
feels-
Mike, you have the feel for me that you shop at Waitrose.
I don't shop at Waitrose.
Jesus, one
I
angry
can't afford to
pagan's
shop
really
at
angry,
Waitrose.
guys.
No, but-
Hang on, hang on. One angry pagan says, and it's not the first time he's written this. It's only the first fucking budget! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Yes.
That's true.
Fair point.
I think it
But
was good.
Mike,
It's Wayne who has a problem with it because he suddenly owns a business and a farm or something, and he's
What I do,
I-
Wayne,
his
here's what
private
I do.
jet is now being taxed
I go to
on.
Waitrose. I buy a loaf of bread from Waitrose and I eat it because it's lovely bread. And then I go to Lidl or Aldi and I put the Aldi loaf in the Waitrose bread bag. And then I walk around town with it, pretending that I can afford to shop at Waitrose.
Literally, just stroll up and down the high street. Yeah, I've got Waitrose. Yeah,
Oh, I just been to Waitrose. Yeah, it's cool.
but the thing is, like you're sitting there in your waistcoat and your side sweep and your decent glasses. By the way, I'm the only non-bespectacled person here, which is
Well, you
kind of...
just need to wank
Spectacular.
more, mate. Come on.
That's a spectacular insight. Are we playing the odd one out round?
Yeah.
Is that-
It's like guess
That's
who?
really-
Are they wearing glasses?
Don't worry about Wayne. It'll soon catch up with you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, the glasses and beard combo's not as cool as it used to be. Not since Ralph Harris came along. Anyway, moving on.
Ooh.
Maggie. It's like wearing a hat and George Galloway in it. Maggie Brinkley.
No,
Oh God, Wayne, what's happening with your sound, mate? Wayne's got so apoplectic. He's just destroyed his own sound setup. Waitrose meal for one again, says Leanne. Sorry, Jeannie said that. Alfie says, my Ryanair holiday will be more expensive now, thanks to thieves. Because I guess Alfie goes everywhere on Ryanair on his private Ryanair jet. Because that's
What's a
something that
Ryanair
happens.
holiday?
It's when you go.
Is that like?
It's when you get on.
Is
a
that when you
Ryanair
go
flight.
to the aeroplane and you just have a holiday on the aeroplane?
But it's like they put up the price of a private flight on a private jet. So yeah,
And you all,
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
yeah,
Ryanair
and you
did
also
that.
hear the same song about 20,000 times before you
Oh.
get on the same.
Oh, mate,
Set off.
mate! If I ever have to hear the words, I can't remember what it is now. See it, say it, and we'll sort it.
Sort
Every
no,
time.
no.
Sort
Fucking
it.
train! I hear that
The-
about
the
27
two-
times on the one journey. See
the
it,
two-
say
the
it,
two-
I will sort it. I'd like to track down the person who came up with that.
The two worst things are when you land on a Ryanair flight and it's like, oh, we've landed another flight. It's like, that's your fucking job, you pricks.
What?
Like,
What? I'm sorry, I missed the connection there. What's going? You land on in a Ryanair flight.
a Ryanair flight
Yeah.
on time,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, look at us, we've done so well. It's like,
Okay.
yeah, that's your fucking job. And the other one is Jess Glynn and Jet2 holidays. Fuck off.
Really? Okay. Well, it's a bit awkward that you said that, mate, because we've got new sponsors on the channel
Yeah,
tonight.
we're sponsored by
actually
Jet2.
sponsored by Jet2.
I was just going to do the. Shall I not
yeah.
do the sponsorship read that I was just going to do, Graham?
No,
in case
just
Wayne's.
mate,
Yeah.
Maybe wait
mate,
till next
mate.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe wait till next week.
I've just sharted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
That's
another 10 grand you've lost this
Oh,
Wayne.
Wayne,
Every
stop
week.
losing us
now.
all this money. It's bad enough.
Fuck you, waistcoat boy.
It's bad enough that we've all been cancelled.
I'm sorry, Mike. Unless you're gonna fucking start playing snooker, shut the fuck up.
We were supposed to get all this money off Elon Musk, or I don't know who's that American guy who gives us all the money.
Bezos.
No, the other one, the
Soros.
Jewish one,
Soros.
That's him. Yeah, we were supposed to get all this money off Soros, and now he's not going
I'm
to give
still-
it to us, Wayne, because you said you
It's
voted
only-
for the Tories like half a year ago.
It's only been 9 years, and I'm still expecting my check from George Soros.
I'm still waiting for my Canaan air filter for my fucking Audi.
Yeah, that's George Soros. he was going to pay for that, and then you upset him the other week, and now we've got nothing. And now you've just pissed off Jet 2.
Yeah.
And Ryanair.
Yeah. Anyway,
Next week, just so you know, Wayne, don't say anything about Gala Bingo next week. Right?
yeah.
Oh,
Please.
fuck you, bingo. Oh, fuck.
No, Wayne, stop it. You're destroying our means of making money. I'll have to go back on the streets. Anyway,
Every one of our sponsors has
go
gone.
walk around the dock.
Save
We're all
me.
gonna
All right.
we're all gonna have to
Say
sing that
hello
song,
to Cozy.
Shop Like a Millionaire.
All right.
Hello,
Hello,
Cozy.
Cozy. Hello. Sorry,
Hi,
not
babes.
rabbiting away. As I said, Cozy, come on the chat. So you come on, and then everyone ignores you.
We ignored
That
you.
was very rude of everyone.
Oh no! I entered to Wayne uttering the words "I've just sharted."
He
Just
has
thought,
just
yeah, that's
shouted.
really the first thing I wanted
That's
to
what Wayne
hear.
does
No
on the
airs and
show.
graces on this chat.
Clearly,
So Alf, we've got a troll, but we think it's a funny troll. We think it's someone just taking the piss because no one could be this actually stupid. Liz
It's Kush,
Truss
it's
would have been the
Kush.
greatest PM of the last century.
She would have saved us from the doom loop.
Okay, come on.
That
Last century,
can't
what, the
be,
20th century? She would have been the greatest PM. What? She was the PM. She has
oh no!
common sense ideas and forced out because of that. Pork market.
Can we get Alfie on the chat? Let's get him in.
Oh, Wayne,
Oh, what's-
your audio's gone tits up, mate. You've
What
disconnected
is going on with
something.
you, Mike?
Yeah.
And now that Cozy's here, maybe we can lift ourselves out of the football conversation and the Audi discussion.
Yes, please.
There you go.
Cozy,
Talk about-
have you got any information on what's going on in Georgia, perhaps, for us?
Good grief! No, I haven't. My news article of the week is about something else. Is about somebody who got deported this morning. Even though he has every right to be living in the UK, but
Really?
yeah,
Ryan.
Georgia. Good grief! I've not actually seen it. This is something that drives me nuts in this country. We get so little news from abroad. It really is very, very hit and miss, and you really have to try and stay on top of things. So yes, I can go and use Google and look things up and see what's happening in Georgia if I really want to,
To depress yourself.
put the effort into it. But I'm not being funny. I've got other things to be getting on with. I've got work and family and household and blah 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 blah. So yeah.
It wasn't a challenge to you because it was.
No, I know it wasn't, but you reminded me that that's what I mentioned last week, and I haven't seen anything since, and that actually annoys me.
Yeah, because the last thing that I read about it was that Viktor Orban had gone there and congratulated the right-wing parties for winning.
Georgian Dream.
Disputed result. Yeah, Georgian Dream.
No, there are a lot of protests going on right now. That was actually the last thing I saw. Is that there's a lot of protesting happening.
Yeah.
And I think you have to put the Georgian Dream Party in context. So these laws that they brought in, they're supposedly about foreign interference. I mean, it's really ironic. They're supposed to curb foreign interference.
Funded by
the Russians.
Yeah.
And by Russians that really hark back to the way things were done in Soviet times. I mean, if you recall when Russia marched into Ukraine in February 2022, some of them had hammer and sickle flags on their tanks, and you kind of think, hello, have you guys missed the last 30 years?
Well, fun fact, Cozy, you know where Stalin was from, don't you?
Yeah, he was Georgian.
He was Georgian. He wasn't Russian. In the same way that Hitler wasn't German.
But Nikita Khrushchev was Ukrainian, so they were all Soviets back then.
Farage is French.
Farage is French, and Tommy Ten Names is Irish.
I think he's too far removed from France to actually still get citizenship, isn't he?
If we tried to deport him, they wouldn't take him, would they?
For being a Huguenot.
No.
Where is Huganistan?
Yeah, exactly. He comes from Huganistan, which isn't something that we just completely made up. But yeah.
I'd really like to find out whether he's. What was the final outcome of his the fraud
German.
allegations he had to face in Germany of trying to, fraudulently attempting to obtain German
I
citizenship.
think they just said no. I think they just said no. Not going to happen. You massive weirdo.
Oh no! I mean, Germany. He wasn't able to prove his lawful residence, so that was a moot point.
Yeah.
But I mean, at one point I saw a news article, and then when I tried to find it again, it just wasn't to be found. So that always makes me feel slightly paranoid when I know I've seen something, and then I try to find it again, and Google just says no, nothing to see here, and I think, yeah, but I know I've seen this somewhere.
We've just lost Darren, which means I've got to rejig the picture again. I better rejig it, and then he turns back up again. But
Well,
Of course.
Just in terms of Cozy's current experience, Darren, there was no Darren in the room. Darren was never
Wayne,
in this
your
chat.
your mic is still FUCK'd, mate. You're gonna have to sort that out, mate.
That's his signature. That's the. I mean, it can't be unseen. So it's Wayne's
now his
signature.
Wi-Fi
that's
is
why.
working.
Is that all right?
It seems to be better.
It's never not gonna look
Is that
like
all right?
a knob.
Like,
It sounds a little bit like, is that all right?
Is that all right? Is it all right?
Yeah, but that's what Wayne sounds
Is
like.
it all right?
Are you saying
right,
that's,
okay.
that's his mic?
Oh, bloody soups! Oh, exploded people's heads!
Oi,
Oh, it's a fucking disgrace that is! Oh, get in, jelly
Oh,
deals!
oh,
Oh.
is that
You
all
guys,
right?
you guys are my news
that-
source. What
is
happened
it-
to Tommy
Is that
Robinson
all right,
last
you
week?
fucking
He got put in
wankers?
jail. He went, give us loads
Is he
of money.
actually banged up right now? Or
He
Well,
said to his little fanboys, give me all your money, right? So I can have a nice holiday for 6 months. And then he gave him loads of money because he was going to pay for his defence, right, against his trial for contempt of court. And he turned up and just pled
Then he-
guilty, like a little cat.
When he handed himself into a police station
Yeah.
for a
Oh,
start.
did he now?
and
But
then-
wait. Wasn't that the day before the big rally that he had planned?
Yep.
The big rally. That
So
two
20,000 people
turned
went
up-
there to oppose him, and he didn't even bother to show up. That's
Yes.
just rude,
And
that
two
is.
people
Well, they
turned
went
up
to
there
support him.
support him.
Yeah.
Alfie was one of
Yo,
them.
how
at the
many
top.
were there to support him? No, stand up to racism were there
Oh,
to
yeah.
oppose
Sorry,
him.
you're right.
Two people
Yeah.
and a dog. The dog was Casey
That's what,
Hopkins.
yeah. So I know 20,000 people were there to oppose him, but how many were actually there to support him?
I don't know.
I think to be fair, there were a few thousand. I was looking at
guarantee-
it on Politics Joe.
I guarantee that every single one of them was ugly as fuck, though.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because seriously, I mean, have you seen some of them people who were involved in the riots? I mean, I kind of feel sorry for them in a way.
They've got about 3 teeth
So
and 2
poor.
brain
Well, they
cells
fell out the
between
ugly
them.
tree and had every branch on the way down, and then someone came and beat them with a stick made from the ugly tree. It's quite depressing. But, you know,
Can
no
I
wonder they
just,
hate everyone, including themselves.
Can I just interject with this kind of thing?
What?
There are so many people that I know that have sympathy for Tommy 10 Names, and I have to bite my tongue and just kind of
Sympathy for Tommy 10 Names.
Some really weird people,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, and I have to kind of negotiate my day with these people instead of just pumping them in the face.
You're very violent. You often talk about like hitting people.
No.
all the time.
But
There was a
I
guy.
think
There was a guy who
breast
called up the
violence,
radio this
Graham.
week, and he was like, "Well, we have to be violent because it's the way of the world, isn't it? You come out your mum, that's pretty violent, isn't it?" And James O'Brien was trying to talk to him, and I thought it was you.
No, it's the reason being is like I just want to shake people and not be like
I think
I
you should
know
take a chill
I
pill.
know there are certain words that I can't say to people because they won't
Sorry,
like respond to
I
it.
love you. Jesus
Yeah.
loves you. No,
Oh, fuck. Don't you see now I'm gonna
Darren's
slap
back.
you.
exactly.
I'll slap
See,
you.
you're just motivated by violence. I think you need to take a chill pill.
But it's really hard to sort of like having to like deal in this like, arena.
Yeah. Now Mike's
and,
gone.
Like and not kick off. My
I'm going to
mic.
kick off in a minute because everyone keeps coming and going and it messes up my screen. Right, there you go.
Oh no,
Mike's just gone. He just disappeared.
Mike.
Yeah. Mike's gone.
Okay.
Darren's back. Mike's gone.
So I'm looking at the chat, and I think Alfie is just Alfie must be just being sarcastic.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's back again. What is
I'm
going
back
on?
now.
Oh,
I messed your screen up. I'm sorry.
Mike's shit in the bed.
It's all right.
I've got some personal news I want to share with you guys,
Yeah?
and you can maybe help me out. In a moment of complete and utter unabated insanity,
Yes.
I signed up for doing a stand-up comedy gig.
Cool.
Oh, good for you.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, this was way back in April.
Yeah.
And then the gig was supposed to be on the 23rd of June. And I said, on the 23rd of June, that's the anniversary of the Brexit referendum. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't doing no stand-up. Besides, it's Africa Oye, and I'll be in Sefton Park at Scouse Christmas, so you can all jog on. And
I was
And
there.
they said, "Oh, do you want to defer till the autumn?"
Yeah.
So I did that. And now
So
the chickens are coming home to roost, aren't they? I'm going to have to come up with some comedy material now.
Well, Alfie in the
when?
chat is giving us loads of material tonight.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I might take another look at Alfie, but yeah, I was actually thinking of starting with Brexit and finishing with Brexit, and maybe having Brexit
Just talk
Quiet
about
out,
being
mate.
cancelled. Talk about you being cancelled. Say that you've been cancelled all the time. Whinge about it. That's what the funniest comedians do these days. And then they get a
Whinge about
Netflix.
being cancelled.
Yeah, they get a Netflix
Well, I
special
mean-
where they whinge about being cancelled.
Or
We'll do it.
maybe
I
Do a
have
joke about how-
experience being silenced and no platform, so I can certainly speak to that.
What about doing a joke about a floating island of garbage?
yeah, and using a teleprompter.
Yeah. They're always really popular.
Where does the? I mean, I can
Oh,
talk. about
Cozy,
the-
you need a news input here, basically. But there was a comedian at a Trump rally this week.
Yeah, I
who
know.
did
No,
a-
I know that one. I know about the news, and I know
Tony
he wasn't
Hinchcliffe.
referring to the transatlantic gyre, mid-Atlantic
wasn't,
gyre,
no.
trans-Pacific gyre, whatever. But what was that about? What did you just say, Daz?
And he used a teleprompter.
Teleprompter. Yes. Why teleprompter? Oh, was that on the teleprompter?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, he used a
He didn't-
teleprompter. His comedic timing was so perfect you could have driven a bus through it.
Sorry, so that guy who said what he said about Puerto Rico, he read that off a teleprompter.
Yeah, the whole thing was an approved script.
Yeah.
Fucking hell,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Oh, no, that's actually quite interesting.
You watch. He goes eye to eye. Eye
He
to
was
eye.
proper
yeah,
dying
yeah.
on his arse, wasn't he?
And also, when you look
I
back,
only
and-
saw
and-
like about 2 or 3 sentences, like just that
Yeah.
bit. So I didn't.
I
probably
took a
see
look
enough
at
to pick
his
up on that.
YouTube channel. The guy's he's a roast comedian, which is a particular
Oh,
American
I
thing.
don't.
Where
I
it's
wouldn't
just,
know who to search for, and I haven't got time for that. So
Yeah, it's a very American thing where they go on and they
Yeah.
just take the piss out of individuals, and we wouldn't do anything like that, would we, Wayne from fucking Essex? But no,
Oh, neither would I, actually.
no, we would only do it with people that we know and who know that we don't mean it in a bad
but
way. That we're
he's
just-
also doing it not
as
a good
a
roast
joke.
comedian because largely he's roasting is racist, sexist
Yeah.
crap.
Well,
Basically.
it's just punch down politics, isn't it?
Yeah.
Punch down comedy,
Yeah,
isn't it?
totally.
Really,
I haven't
It
got
don't
my
really
little
work.
book to
But-
make notes in with me.
But that,
right,
but
hang
that's
on.
the point, isn't it? They knew what they were booking. They absolutely knew that
Yeah,
that
yeah,
guy
yeah.
was going to do that.
It was approved. It was like rubber stamped. So like they were like, yeah, go.
Yeah. Trump did his usual. I don't know who he is. I never saw it. Yeah. It's his rally, and he had absolutely nothing to do with it.
And
Jesus
he-
Christ.
He's not. He's poor
the-
little Mr. Innocent.
The night before, he shop windowed that in a comedy club in
Yeah.
and it bombed then.
Yeah.
And then he went, do you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna
Still going to do it.
You know you're dying on your ass when you're laughing at your own jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's
I just
no,
thought
it's-
something
but
funny.
The thing is, the gig isn't until the 15th of December, so it might be too late for that. It might
When's
be.
when's your gig, Cozy, again? Sorry, what's the date?
15th of December. So
15.
yeah, I should well I'll Graham,
I mean, the trouble is,
Yes.
would it be okay if I put
it's-
the link to buy tickets in the chat?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
You put anything like in the chat. I
Yeah.
mean, Alfie has been doing it all night.
That's
Poor old Alfie. think Alfie's
that's
all there.
that. It's like it's
I'm sorry, I
it's-
shouldn't have asked you on
it's-
screen.
it's-
I didn't have an
Alfie-
opportunity to
Alfie's
ask off screen.
asking, like, Alfie's saying now, Tony Hinchcliffe is a great
Yeah.
comedian. Puerto Rico joke was class. Funny use of the word class.
He
there.
didn't.
Good old-fashioned
Right,
comedy
right.
you
Can-
don't
can-
see
can-
much
can-
of
can-
these
can-
Oh
days.
my god!
It's A.
Can we-
Thompson.
can-
It is A. Alfie is A. Thompson taking the piss. No human being. is that thing.
Can we,
Yeah.
Alfie, I'm addressing you right now. Alfie, we're gonna adopt you as our official troll.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we should.
We should have an official
Right.
troll on the channel.
You,
Until I get
You
pissed
know,
off,
like-
and I'll just mute you.
yeah. Don't get. I'll drop the
Me and Phil ended up having quite a prolonged discussion about eunuchs this afternoon on the agenda, on the grounds that they can see what's going
Right.
on, they just can't do it themselves. In that, if you get muted on the chat,
Right,
here,
Alfie,
you can
Alfie,
watch the show,
Alfie,
you just
I-
can't
I
comment
will-
on the show.
I will drop the elbow from the top rope on your throat when you get a little
Again.
bit silly.
Jesus, Wayne.
Right?
Again.
Wayne,
we're back in the
stop.
violence.
Stop with the violent imagery. My
It's just an endless
But-
stream
no,
of
no, no,
violent
no.
threats.
No, but
stop
but
it. Pack
if-
it in.
No. But if he's
Is
banned,
this
it's
what
banned.
comes
It's
from
banned.
the Rogan,
It's
the Joe Rogan
It's
show? Because
banned.
he's a wrestler,
Yeah.
isn't he?
This is, ladies and gentlemen, here's an
Oh.
example of what happens if you watch 3 solid hours of Joe Rogan interviewing
you come
Donald
out
Trump.
and everything that you say has some kind of wrestling metaphor.
Why? Just going back to that because we never actually finished that conversation.
No, we
but
didn't.
did you watch the bit?
Mike, also, you.
We're not
did-
going to finish
you-
it now.
You
Wayne,
didn't.
shut up. Mike,
I wanted to ask you, Wayne. I wanted to ask you a question. I saw the clip of him saying he wants to be a whale psychologist or psychiatrist.
what?
Right? What's the context of that?
What?
Trump says I want to be a whale psychiatrist, and I haven't found it because I can't be bothered to go and watch the thing. I can't work out what the context of it was.
Right. Okay. So apparently, the vibration of offshore wind farms are disrupting whales, and they're like riding up on beaches, and he's like, yeah. So I saw the whales, and I would like to be a whales psychiatrist. And that's pretty much what he was doing.
So he's moaning
No,
about
it's
wind turbines in the water upsetting the whales
Yeah.
more than the turbines, the rudders, the what's it called?
Yeah,
The
just this
Ship.
thing
propellers,
doing
the
this,
propellers of thousands of cargo ships
just doing this.
going across the sea all the time. Yeah. Whales can do the weave also. Christine says, please, Wayne, cut back on your Joe Rogan consumption. It's bad for everyone's health. Yeah, my nephew, if you're watching, hi Alan. My nephew's the same. He since he started watching Joe Rogan, every time we have a conversation, a political conversation, he uses like very strong, violent imagery, usually something to do with wrestling. It must be a Joe Rogan thing. You didn't used to do this? I'm sure this time last year you were all like, you know.
Wayne was such a well-spoken,
yeah.
lovely chap.
Yeah.
I'm a wrestling fan. Right, so
That explains the Audi and the voting Tory and the violent imagery.
Yeah.
It explains it all.
Donald Trump, big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a WWE villain. isn't he?
I suppose you loved the bit when Hulk Hogan got up and tried to rip his vest off at Madison Square Garden. Took him about 20 minutes.
In fact, he's done it. He's done it at 3 rallies so far, and he can no longer rip it open. It's
fight
unbelievable.
for the fight of
He's an old man.
every man.
then our Trumpel Thinskin spent about 30 minutes to the Undertaker theme tune, just stood there looking like an absolute melon.
Scott is saying, isn't Joe Rogan a type of curry? Yes, a tomato-based curry. It's really nice, actually. Ernie Burns is saying, I think the sea heating up is more likely to be pissing off the whales. Yeah, possibly. The thing about whales as well, dolphins, whales, and stuff like that, is they are better equipped to live in different temperature waters and also saltier or less salty waters because the mammals, you see. Whereas the big fishers, if you just change the amount of salt in the water, they die. If you change the temperature of the water, they die. And so we're going to get these big mass extinction events of animals. You know, this is going to keep on getting worse. One of the things that we should really talk about, if we want to be serious for a moment on the show, which we don't really want to do because, you know, it's Friday night, we just want to have a laugh. But the scenes coming out of Valencia in eastern Spain this week were just absolutely horrific. I thought it was AI. I looked at a scene of someone standing in the road with all these cars strewn across the road. Like, and I just thought that can't be real. That's got to be AI, right? And it wasn't. It was real. There was video of it. It was, and they weren't prepared. Well, no one could be prepared for that. And then you got the same dickheads, the same people who vote for Trump and vote for Brexit and vote for the Tories and think Rees-Mogg is a clever man because he sounds posh, and they're all going, "Oh, but there was a flood there back in 1957, so you know this is nothing new." And it's like, this was nothing like the flood in 1957. Are you absolutely kidding me? And it's not like these freak weather events are like happening once every 70 years. They're happening in different places around the world, like literally every couple of weeks. We've just come out. Go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it can't. Whenever I hear stuff, what's been happening, there's one of my favourite LBC show hosts.
It's not Joe Rogan, is it?
No, certainly isn't.
It's not on there.
It's
not Vanessa Feltz, is it?
No,
it's not Ian Dale, is it?
No, it's certainly one of his favourite sayings is when it comes to stuff like this. Only people are interested in wanting to do something like this is when the waves are wafting up their nostrils.
Yeah,
and that's Nick Abbott, and he says that all the time. He talks about it all the time, and that's exactly what we said. They always, this climate denies. They will only be interested in wanting to do something when it's too late, and the waves are wafting up their nostrils.
They don't want to do anything. They're sadists and sickos and psychopaths and sociopaths. They want other people to suffer. They can't be happy. There's a load of people who are dead rich. They should have everything they want on the world on a plate, but they're still not happy. People like J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk. They can't be happy until they're making someone else suffer. They have to be being mean to somebody else. They have to be making someone else's life shitter, because that's the only way they can elevate their position in their own brain, I guess, because they hate themselves. But yeah, it was a lot. Someone's pointed out, Vendetta saying it's 1 year's worth of rain in one fucking day. In one day, a year's worth of rain. And it was horrific. And these things are going to keep on happening. A friend of mine, her uncle lost his home in North Carolina to the hurricane that they had in North Carolina. Like, when does North Carolina have a hurricane? Well, it doesn't even seem that out of place now. You know, these things are happening more and more.
Yeah, because like on James O'Brien today, we were talking about a bloke who were talking about he witnessed his wife and his 3-month-old child on top of a car just floating off in the distance, and he was totally helpless to do anything to help them.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. But yeah, this is another reason why Trump winning next week will be the worst possible thing, not just for America, but for the world, because we're facing climate change like never before. Mike's showing the picture there of what it was like in the road with all the cars that have been washed down the street. Trump would be the worst possible person to be in charge of the US at the worst possible time.
Yep.
Darian says, I like the fact that Hulk Hogan rips his t-shirt off but keeps it on his vest just in case he's chilly. Can't argue with that.
And flaps his bingo wings.
Yeah. Snowy Cat says, us tree huggers were warning about this in the 80s. Yeah. Yeah,
True.
I grew up knowing that climate change was a thing. I remember watching an episode of Tomorrow's World. It must have been in the late 80s where they talked
Tomorrow's World.
where they talked
Fucking hell.
about not using so much power and turning your lights off when you left the room and all that kind of stuff because of the threat of climate change.
Sinclair C5. That
Yeah.
is.
Sinclair,
Oh.
BBC.
I even
Micros.
remember my ZX Spectrum.
Alan Webber says my house used to get flooded once every 10 to 20 years. Now it gets flooded 2 to 4 times a year. Same with
Bloody
the
hell.
island in
Alan.
Panama. That used to be flooded once a year when we had the really high tides in December. Now it floods once a month.
Yeah.
In fact, when I go there next
And
week,
it's,
it'll probably be flooded.
And the thing in Spain, my son lives in Spain, in Madrid, and the Spanish are talking endlessly about climate change because it's affecting the country in extremes at both ends. You know, the droughts that they're experiencing on top of these major floods.
Yeah.
And their soil is also going to be washed away at the same time. So it's a massive talking point in Spain constantly, a big political issue.
Well, you've got if you have drought for ages, it makes the soil compact, doesn't it? It gets really hard, and the water can't drain into the soil because it's been so long.
Exactly.
Since
So
it makes it worse.
Which is why these floods are having such a devastating effect, I think,
Yeah.
because it's the mudslides that are dramatic. As well.
Alf Smith is saying it's screwing the oranges and lemons. BUFU Mike. I'm guessing fresh food inflation is going to rise massively now due to them supplying so much of it. And Maggie's saying, yes, I remember that Tomorrow's World episode. Ever since, I've always turned off the lights. Me too, Maggie. Oh my God. That must have really affected us from like 30 odd years ago. Snowy Cat says, an animal shelter I follow in Valencia has been badly affected. No electricity, no running water. Can't get into town because the bridge has been destroyed. It's horrific. It's horrific. Sarah says, what's your island called? Can you see it on Google Maps? Yes, you can. It's called Ginger Island, Jinja. So it's like ninja, but with a J. So there's 2 J's in it. And it's in Panama. Just type in Ginger Island. It'll come up. You can find it. And zoom in. One Angry Pagan says, I'm curious to see how our leaders in Downing Street or DC react when caught by surprise by sea level rise when they're 5 feet underwater. Yeah. But I mean, I don't think they're going to be our leaders when that happens, so they don't care. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wayne's disappeared. Mike's designing a beautiful animation for us, I think. Cozy's
I'm just trying to
thing
find
is, Graham,
Ginger
Cozy's
Island.
they
talking
all-
tickets to a stand-up.
They all think it's not going to be on my watch.
Yes.
But one of these days, it will be on your watch. You know,
Well,
it's
I don't understand why we can't lead the world on this. Why is this the one thing where we don't want to be
where we can't be world beating.
Yeah. We can't do anything because China's not doing enough. India's not doing enough. What about the people of Africa? They're not doing anything. And it's like, I don't care, right? I don't live in those countries, and I have no say in the government of those countries. I do have a say in the running of this country. I know it's only a vote. It's not very big, but we could lead the world on this, like we did with the hole in the ozone layer, in which the British government led the world in the banning of CFCs, which means that now the hole in the ozone layer is slowly plugging itself up. And yeah, we can do it again.
The CFCs, within a year of banning them, dropped by 97%.
Yeah.
Duh.
There you go. Mike's zooming in on my island there, which is quite cool.
How can you highlight Mike there?
Yeah, I can try and make him bigger, but unless he talks,
Mike, say something.
Mike, say something.
Well, here's a map of Ginger Island, where the
There
local
you go.
inhabitants are currently in Durham, I believe, or possibly
Yes.
Liverpool.
This is where Vlad needs to tactically nuclear strike.
Go on, rip it off, Wayne. Rip it off.
You think there's it looks highly populated.
Albania.
This area here.
There's Ginger Island. So you have
If
one
you all
road.
talk, we're not going to be able to see it because it comes up with whoever's talking.
Unfortunately,
Of course it
I
does.
have to do some of the talking over the top of this.
Okay,
and that's
yeah.
how it
Yeah,
pops
you
up.
do.
But let's just zoom out and find. Oh, look, it's very near the Drunken Monkey Bar and Grill,
Yeah.
which is temporarily closed, which is unfortunate.
Is that where you take the boat from the Drunken Monkey?
I can't see now because you all keep talking.
There's a bar called the Drunken Monkey Bar
Yeah.
and Grill with a jetty. Is that where you get the boat over to your island?
No, that's another island. That
Oh, there you go.
You got to zoom out even more. Keep zooming out. Keep zooming out. Keep zooming out. No, up. You need to go up. You're moving down towards Dolphin Bay there. So go up. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. This is fun, isn't it? Okay. Zoom out some more. Zoom out some more. There you go.
Crikey.
Right, hold up.
Wayne, you can't see it now.
It's not even an island. It's just a mass of shit.
No. That is an island. Look, let me go back in.
trees.
An island.
That's the island bit, and
Yeah.
it's surrounded by mangroves. Mangroves
And mangroves. Yeah. So basically, due north of there is the town, and there's an airport and stuff, and all the rest.
Bocca
is
del
there you
Toro.
go. That's it. Bocas del Toro.
Come and look at
Bocca
Graham's
del
Island.
Toro. There we go. Look. So that's where you land in the aeroplane. It's available on Airbnb. Our new sponsor is Ginger Island's tourist board.
Hold up. I'm still working.
Ginger
Mike,
Island.
say something, and the rest of you shut up for a minute, please. Thank you.
Ginger Island. It's very near the Drunken Monkey Bar and Grill, which is temporarily closed. So look, there's a number of little islands there.
No,
It looks like a lovely
thousands
place
of
to go.
islands. It's beautiful. It's the Bocas del Toro archipelago.
I
it's
still want to
home-
join
I
you
just-
there sometime.
Home to
Let me-
the poison dart arrow frog or whatever it's called, the strawberry dart frog, which has different.
I will just
morphs.
hog the mic for 1 second more and just do the big zoom out so we can see where in the world Graham's
Yeah,
Island
it's on the
is.
Caribbean side of Panama, isn't it?
There you go. Ginger Island.
One of these days we'll join you, Graham. Promise.
Well, I'm going to sell it to a panicking American who's upset about, Trump winning the election. Hopefully
I
I'll
think
get
if
£1 million for it. That's my plan.
If Trump wins and Kemi
And
Badenoch
millions.
takes over the Tory
Night-night.
takes over the Tory party tomorrow and then gets elected in a shock election next Thursday, we should all move to Ginger Island with Graham.
Graham, if you sell it, do we get halves?
No, because
When are you going to pay us?
how would you get half plural?
Oh, no. It's,
do you each want a half? Because
Cozy's man.
Hello, Cozy's man.
it's
Tam.
Tam the man. All right, Tam, how you doing,
Look at
mate?
that man.
I'm all right.
Hello.
Reviews.
Hello. You all right?
Hello.
Gazer.
He's our resident Scottish fella. He's a Scottish geezer.
He's a stotty cake
probably
and
wearing-
square sausage fucking wanker.
He's probably wearing a kilt. Yes. Ernie Burns is pointing out the reason CFC worked was because there wasn't organised, politically driven opposition to it. There you go. Unlike fossil fuels, which is, a lot of people make a lot of money out of fossil fuels. But Ginger Island is a mangrove island, so hopefully, it's helping as an actual real carbon sink, as opposed to these carbon storage solutions, which were mentioned in the budget, by the way, along with bloody hydrogen.
As soon as I mentioned hydrogen, I could see you, Graham. Absolutely.
You probably heard me explode
I was-
all the way over in Yorkshire.
I was watching Graham's observations about the budget. That's how I absorbed the budget, and all I heard when the carbon stuff came up was Graham screaming
Mike,
at his microphone.
Mike, I think you need to abbreviate that to GWOBS.
yeah. Puninators put in a super chat, Graham.
I have.
Oh.
I was looking for my hydrogen animation, but never mind. I'll sort out this. What's this thing called that we're doing right now? Politics. So, there you go.
There you
Sorry. Right. Super chat. Right, there we go. Woo! Super chat. Thank you. Puninator, £5 super chat. Thank you. Graham, Sarah wants to know if you hold democratic elections. I want to know if this is enough to buy your election. If so, Cozy for president of Ginger Island. Yeah,
£5.
Ginger spelled
Cozy,
with
what a
J's, not
cheap
G's,
politician you
No.
but- Listen, I don't
For
run
that?
the island. The coconuts
no.
run the island. So basically, the coconuts get a vote. If you are a Ginger Island coconut, you get a vote. If you're not, you don't. So that's it.
Cozy is the dictator of Ginger
Yeah.
Island. That's rule 101.
Won't
Nah.
that mean be accused of taking freebies?
I'd rather be democratically elected, and then we can have an argument about what.
Right,
democratically
right.
I'd rather be democratically elected by 99% of you.
Who votes Cozy to be democratically elected of
our benevolent dictator
of that place?
Let's go.
Someone put another. Someone put another 50.
I'd like a referendum.
I think
I'd like a referendum on whether we
I'm
can
not
separate
German, I'm Bavarian.
ourselves.
If it turns out to be 52-48, we are in trouble then.
Yeah. I'd like to leave the economic union we formed with the Drunken Monkey Bar.
I will. I will lead the insurrection right now.
Yeah. I'm going to be the Farage. I'll be the Farage of the island. I'll just march around singing Nazi songs and demanding that we leave something or other.
Imagine you stepping around the tropical island.
Yeah.
All I'm going to do is have a penknife and a cuddle.
A what? A penknife and a cuddle.
Yeah.
That's a bit of an odd combination.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
You're going to an island, not prison. What's going on here? What?
I want Cozy to be the ruler of Ireland.
Okay.
The penknife and
I will give
cuddle.
free
What's
hugs.
the story with the penknife?
Well, your penknife is very handy on an island.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I'm going to be honest, Wayne. If the competition is between you and Cozy for leader, I'm definitely voting for Cozy.
I'm definitely voting for Cozy as
You
well.
might.
No. You misinterpret me. I want Cozy to win.
Yeah, but that's what
I'm
the
just
opposition
kind of-
would
Yeah,
say when you're just
exactly.
trying to spread lies constantly. That's
I'm just here for a hug and a
penknife, apparently.
share your pencil.
A penknife. Why
Cozy's-
would you want to bring a penknife to a
It's Cozy's campaign. It's a great new democratic
so that-
campaign. Free
Wayne
pen
can
knives
claim that's
and
a
free
penknife
hugs.
in his pants,
free hugs?
and not just him happy to see.
I'm looking after everyone.
That's my favorite chapter in my book. Is called Free Hugs. Have you got up there yet, Mike?
Well, yes. I remember reading Free
There you
Hugs.
go. See,
Jane's reading it at the moment. She won't let me have it.
Oh,
back,
okay.
but
Well, it was
really
the
enjoying
joke is I'm arrested in sorry, spoilers. I'm arrested in Congo in Brazzaville, and they get my passport and they call me Hugs because they don't pronounce my name right.
So,
Graham
and I'm
Hugs.
held
That's how your name is
for
spelled.
a week.
Yes.
I know. I'm held for a week, and then finally when they let me out, so the chapter's
Perfect.
called Free Hugs.
Free hugs.
Cozy.
Very like Free Willy.
Yeah,
I get
free
it,
Tommy
I get it.
Robinson, free Tommy 10 names.
Oh,
Tommy!
there you go. There you
Tommy.
So Cozy's up on her throne, and then Graham's on her.
Bamboo
Oh.
throne.
Graham.
You may crown me a
being
queen.
her jester.
Queen of the
Absolutely.
coconut people.
Right, Graham's on her jester,
Coconut people.
being Gollum as fuck. Right. Then there's me, Mike,
Being Gollum.
and
What? Gollum?
My precious
Yeah.
crown.
On a tropical
Yeah.
island? No, Caliban, mate.
yeah. And
This
then,
is
You're mixing up your monsters here.
This whole island experience is
Yeah.
going very weird. at the
Caliban is the
moment.
island monster
I'm-
in the Tempest, and Gollum is
it's
the
feeling
monster
like-
who lives in the...
It's feeling more like
Nice.
Lord of the Flies, I think. we're heading
Oh,
for
yes.
And then
That
and
sounds
then
like a
there's
plan.
myself, there's Mike, and there's Dazza. Right, we're all like looking like
We're just we're the serfs, so we're the
Yeah.
sort of
we're
we're the
Oh,
proletariat
you
of
mean
the
the
island.
government?
Yeah, and we're like, bruv, can we nick a little bit of land here?
We can't actually do this because we have an indigenous family living on the island, and if we declare that a white person from the other side of the planet is now their queen, that would be a little bit culturally insensitive, I feel. Don't you think?
It's quite normal. For
I
the
know
British,
it's normal,
You're
but
right.
it shouldn't be.
Right. Oh, look at the white man.
We send in an army
the
of
guilt.
working class
Feel the
boys
white
from
guilt,
Essex and the
Wayne.
north
Feel
with
it.
penknives.
Yeah.
And then we start a trade deal with the drunken sailor frog or whatever the bar's called.
I love it. I love it.
What do you
We
think
t-
of the
yeah, we-
coconuts?
we rock up in a boat and say, what a nice port you have. It'd be a shame to lose it.
Shame to lose that,
Well,
wouldn't
Sfax
it? We'll
is-
protect it.
Sfax
We'll
is
protect
saying-
it from the French.
Yes.
basically.
I'm sorry,
You don't
I'm
want the
sorry,
French
I'm-
coming
Don't
here.
forget to make a fry up for breakfast.
Yeah.
Egg and chips.
I'm sorry, Graham. Did you call me a coconut?
No, I did
Ooh.
not. Oh my word! Talk about putting words in my
Oh, well,
mouth.
you did say the coconuts are going to get out.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, my
dear.
God.
Oops.
Oops.
This has gone
Oopsies.
downhill.
Yeah.
But Graham, you've just reminded me
Yes.
that something I realized today.
What, that you're a
after reading
massive
an article about-
racist? Sorry about that.
I found a Brexit benefit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, go on.
We can be racist
Okay.
now. Yay!
Let's move along now. Nothing to see here. We'll just gloss over the casual racism. Quickly detract from it. No, but seriously,
Yoink.
I'll share this with you. Okay,
It's
Hear
all
me
good,
out.
it's all good.
the Brexit benefit is, well, not a benefit to the UK,
Mm.
not a benefit to the EU, not a benefit to EU citizens resident in the UK, but it is a benefit to Chagosians,
Yes.
Chagos Islanders,
Yeah.
because the thinking goes that so the UN resolution was brought to the UN, or the proposed resolution was brought to the UN
Yeah.
after only 50 years
Yes.
after independence. No, more than that.
Well,
60 years.
Yeah.
50 years. 50 years of independence of Mauritius. So when Mauritius became independent in 1967, the Chagos Islands stayed under British or under UK administration, and then they leased out a bit of the land for an American airbase, and there's a British airbase there and whatnot. Anyway, so funnily enough, this proposal was brought to the UN on the 22nd of June 2017,
Yeah.
which is literally the day before the first anniversary of the Brexit referendum, and also just not even 3 months, about 10 weeks after Article 50 was triggered.
Yeah.
And 24 of the 27 EU countries abstained from the vote on it.
Yeah.
One voted for the proposal to take it to the International Court, which is what happened in the end. And that was Cyprus. And I'm sure it's no coincidence that Cyprus is also a former crown colony. And there were two abstentions, which are Croatia and Hungary, who are, newer members to the EU and probably think that colonialism and decolonization, it's really, they don't think it should be messed with or should be touched on. Anyway, the thinking is that if the UK had still been an EU member, then probably the EU would have rallied around the UK.
Right.
And that would have created a sense of leadership towards some of the other countries. It is also significant that of the, 92 countries, I think, that voted for the proposal, the majority are Commonwealth countries, former colonies.
Yeah.
And none of them buy into the narrative that is used as PR for the Commonwealth. It's not for everyone's benefit. It is a continuation of colonialism. So anyway, cut a long story
Cozy,
short,
I would say actually for the the Commonwealth is a bit more complex than that. I don't see it as necessarily just an extension of the empire, because
you don't?
There's countries like Mozambique, Rwanda, Gabon, who were never part of the British Empire. They weren't invaded by Britain. They were part of the Portuguese or the Belgian or the French empires, and they've asked to join the Commonwealth. I think it definitely started off as a continuation of the empire, but I think things
I was just going to say, you don't think it
changed.
started that way?
Oh,
Has
no, it definitely
created its
started
own
that
identity?
way. I think it has, in the last 70 years, I think it has created its own identity. And we're seeing that now when we had the Commonwealth Heads of State Summit, and they are pushing for an apology and talks about reparations, about the slave trade. And that's brilliant because, Britain is just one country amongst the Commonwealth. It's not the British Commonwealth. It is the Commonwealth.
Exactly. Well, this is where I was kind of heading with that as well, is that the Commonwealth countries are kind of like the worm that turned.
Yeah.
And they obviously all felt, we do want to push ahead with this proposal. And cut a long story short, as a result, it was taken to the International Court. The International Court examined the evidence and said, our recommendation is that the Chagos Islands should be given to Mauritius. And the UN accepted that and went with, give them back to Mauritius. And that's what happened this year in October. So you think if we hadn't Brexited, the EU countries would have come in on our side and said, oh no, because they're worried about their overseas possessions? That's the article I read today, which I thought was a very interesting perspective. I'm not sure that it would have been enough.
Yeah.
But the argument was that, if France rallied behind the UK, then maybe some of the Francophone rest of the world would have gone with France. Because Mauritius had a very, very small team of lobbyists, and they felt that certainly the UK had the longer lever, and
But that someone was saying, I think it was like in the newspapers and the usual dickheads, the reform lot was saying, "Oh, we're giving it away to this country that hates us and is friends with Putin and China." And I'm like, it's Mauritius. It's literally part of the Commonwealth, and they speak fucking English. They don't speak Chinese. They don't speak Russian. They speak French and English. And there's a place there called Pamplemousse, and that is the best name for a place ever anywhere in the world. Pamplemousse. Love it.
It's,
not Ginger Island.
I mean, there's a lot to be said, Graham, for what you're saying in terms of. I think Cozy's right that it is the worms that have turned or whatever, but it does feel like we could start working better with the Commonwealth over the next 20 years. I mean,
absolutely.
We totally have to get to a point where it's not obvious that the monarch gets elected as the leader each time, basically.
Yeah.
And we're close to that. There was a lot of dissent this time. There was a lot of people saying they didn't want that. Yeah. And it is ridiculous that it takes this long for us to actually have proper elections for that post, but or a revolving seat. But the fact that this government and even the tail end of the Tory government, because it was cleverly that did this deal effectively, actually started to listen to the Commonwealth countries rather than telling the Commonwealth countries what we wanted and what we wanted to do. Yeah. That starts to give us an interesting relationship that could work better once we start listening back to the countries that we caused this trouble for.
Absolutely.
We could end up with quite a new approach to global politics, and that could be
in our interest. Yeah, it's in our interest to listen to these places and try and help where we can, and acknowledge the past, apologize for the past, and do what we can to build a better future for these places. It's not just the moral thing to do; it's economically beneficial.
I was going to say it's an economically sensible argument. Exactly.
Machiavellian about this. It's actually in our interest to do this kind of thing.
Of all the trade deals we face, actually doing a better deal with the Commonwealth would be a sensible thing.
Sarah's suggesting that I do a trade deal with Ginger Island with Kemi Badenoch.
I think that's a good idea.
She would love that. Got a trade deal? Who have you got a trade deal with, Kemi? I don't know. I've never heard of the place, but it's got to be massive. I've done a trade deal with Texas, Have you? No, I went for a meal with someone from Texas, but that's worth $1 trillion, billion, squillion for some reason. Because what I did was I put the GDP of Texas, and then they added that to the GDP of Japan for some reason, and that's how much the trade deal's worth.
Yes. Our negotiations with Canada are doing absolutely swimmingly well. Oh, strangely enough, from what I've heard, trade talks have broken down with Canada. No, I think you're misinformed there.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I sent them a dozen emails last week begging them to answer me. The thing is, Graham, with genius deals like that, you could end up being the Tory leader this time tomorrow.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's all to play for, really. Okay, let's talk about it, because this is going to be the Tory party leadership election comes in tomorrow, doesn't it? Is it tomorrow they're doing the results? So, first of all, who do you think is going to win?
Kemi Badenoch.
It's Badenoch. Yeah.
Badenoch. What do you reckon, Wayne?
Who did you vote for, Wayne?
Well, I got the. I got the Trump ferry over to New England, and I voted for Trump.
To lead the Conservative Party.
To lead the Tory party. Excellent.
Do you know what I think? I hate it, but I think Trump's gonna push this over.
What? We weren't talking about Trump. Wayne, wake up. He's fallen asleep. God damn it! It's too late. It's past his bedtime.
I'm here. I think
There's a lack of evidence that you're completely there, Wayne.
Yeah.
At the moment.
I think. Okay. I think Trump.
Kemi Badenoch or Robert Jenrick. Pick one.
Oh, them twats.
Just say what's the chops?
That's just taking so long. All right, should we just say Kemi? Okay, everyone's saying Kemi.
Yeah.
So next question: how long?
Go on.
Say Kemi wins. How long do you think she's going to last as leader of the Conservative Party?
6 months. 6 months.
Cozy,
6 months.
Cozy, what do you think? How long do you think she'll last? You're on mute.
What do we think Badenoch is going to get in?
If she does,
I'm not convinced. I don't.
A dissenting voice.
I don't know. I'm not convinced that Conservative Party members aren't collectively non-racist enough.
No, but they like her because she's racist as well. She's horrible. She equates women on menopause as being it's just like being born ginger, really, isn't it? That's what she said.
I think they're faced with two supposedly right-wing candidates.
Being born ginger is a disability. So
what,
of course it is.
I don't see it as a disability.
I'm just making notes on the number of people we've alienated.
Yeah. Gingers is the latest one.
I love Mike. That's what I love about you.
I would also concur. 6 to 10 months. I don't think either of them would last longer than the middle of next year.
Darren, how long do you reckon the next leader of the Tory party is going to last? 6 months?
Well, you get the feeling that is it only 17 and 19 letters they need?
Yeah.
It's something like that.
They've reduced the number, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, it's a proportion of the party, because there's only 120 MPs.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
That's all you need now. It used to be like 70 letters, now it's like 18.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a fair few swivel-eyed loons in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to say 6 months. Okay. Puninator, thank you very much for the super chat. Bad enough, best win. If I win 260 quid if she does. Put a bet on her replacing Sunak last year.
Right.
Good call, Puninator. Good call. Well, I mean, bad call because she's awful and I hate her. And it should have been Jimmy Dimley, but unfortunately, he messed up the election that he was trying to rig.
I'm going to put a couple of quid on the Paddy Power. Trump to win, I think, is.
We're not talking about Trump.
What?
We're not talking about Trump. We're talking about the Tories. Okay. You've put a bet on Trump.
I may
to win. Oh my word, Wayne! This gets worse and worse. You're only making it worse for yourself.
What would you really do?
I'm not vote Tory, not drive an Audi. And
right, I'm going to run you over.
Not sound like Billy Butcher from The Boys.
What I will say is,
whoa.
What I will say is, I won't mind a couple of pints of what Wayne's been on.
Yeah. Lee's saying, I'm sure Wayne was quite sober when we started watching. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I must have missed that. Mike, have you got a story of the week before we go? Because we only got 10 minutes left, and then we have to call it.
I've got one. Look, and it's. Let me just see if you can see that. 2 women removed from a British Airways flight after an altercation over a MAGA cap. So this flight was taking off from, I think it was Texas or Detroit. And one woman said, would you mind taking off your MAGA hat for the duration of the flight? It's making me feel sick. And the other woman told her to fuck off. And they started brawling in the aisles of the aeroplane, and both had to be taken off the aeroplane. And I just thought, that's the divisive level we've got to now. But you have to be honest, right? I don't know what you guys think. I actually think the woman that objected to the MAGA hat was a bit out of order, really. Totally deserved to be taken off the plane as well, don't you?
Nah.
Yeah.
For having a brawl in the aisles, yes, they
Yeah.
both deserve to be taken off. But
Even
I mean,
even
she could
objecting
have
to the hat.
phrased it better than that. But it's an understandable sentiment that the hat was making her feel easy.
If I'd have been sat
It's
next to her, I'd just wound her up, mate.
Do you know what,
I'd have
though?
just
Do you
wound
know
her.
what, though? It could have... Imagine if it was the pilot wearing a MAGA hat. I'd get off the
Well,
plane.
that would bother me.
I mean, she didn't wear a hat, so but I sat on the flight back from Paris. I sat next to a lady who did. I don't know what prompted her saying it, but she did say, "Let's not talk politics because I've got a funny feeling that we totally disagree, and it's only a short flight. Let's not ruin it." And I was really intrigued then. I really wanted to know.
How did she assume that your politics were different?
I don't know,
Does she have
maybe
blue
because I
hair?
was in my
Here's the thing,
volunteering
here's the thing.
uniform, so I'm a do-gooder.
Oh, not one of them.
No,
What you want to be is a bee badder.
No. Here's the thing, like you see someone that has wearing something that is not conducive to your political reams, you go, okay, fair dues. You like nod and walk past.
No, you don't, Wayne.
Yeah.
You are an Audi driver. If someone's driving 1 mile an hour slower than you want them to be, you are
There
right
we
up
go.
their arse, flashing your lights like an idiot, screaming at them to get out the way. And as you go past, you go like this, as you go past them.
Not that we're a car channel or a sports channel,
No.
basically.
I mean,
but
I happen to drive
but
an Audi
the other
now.
news of the week is Audi are launching a new hydrogen-fueled car. How do you feel about that one? Greg?
No! Honestly, man,
Sarah.
fuck hydrogen. I'm going to put my little hydrogen picture up. And whenever someone talks about hydrogen, I'm just going to put a picture up of the Hindenburg on fire because this is how I feel about hydrogen. It is bullshit. I'm sick of it. We had
Drive the
100
new
years
Audi
of
Hindenburg.
this. Oh, it's a new technology. It's just round the corner. Just wait one more day and it'll be there. Look, this is what happens. This is the future. This is the future. The fucking Hindenburg on fire.
This is
Filled
what
with what? What was it filled
sorry.
with? Everyone at home, say it with me.
It was
Hydrogen.
hydrogen, sir.
Hydrogen. What a great
This-
idea it wasn't.
This is what I like about you. Fuck all.
Cheers, Wayne. Wayne's gone out the back. He's scored like a whole bottle of wine and he's come back here. That's what he's done. Haven't you, Wayne? Oh, he's been smoking
No,
something.
I'm still here. You've
Been smoking
prick.
something. I know you went away and you came back. You've been out of focus ever since. How did you get so out of focus, Wayne? Anyway, Cozy, you have done your story, haven't you? Yes, you did. You were talking about the Chagos Islands.
I'll tell you a little bit more about it. So this gentleman is a Cypriot citizen, meaning he's also a Commonwealth citizen,
Yeah.
by the way.
Who's this gentleman?
And he lived in the UK from 2017
Oh, sorry, was
till
this the person who got deported?
sometime in 2020. So he lived in the UK before the end of the Brexit transition period.
Sorry, I missed the
But
beginning
not
of this,
long
Cozy. Is this someone who got deported?
Yeah, he got deported this morning. He got put on a plane this morning at 9 o'clock.
And this was a EU citizen, a Commonwealth
Yep.
citizen. And how long had
Yep.
he lived in the UK?
So he lived in the UK from 2017 and then left in 2020 and got stuck abroad due to sickness and COVID restrictions,
Yeah.
which the Home Office is supposed to make allowances for. He then returned in 2021 and made an application for pre-settled status because he wasn't in the UK long enough to come to qualify for full settled status and therefore permanent residence.
Yeah.
Now, the Home Office did promise that they would make allowances for people who had slightly longer than allowed absences due to COVID, which applied in his case, plus sickness as well on top of that. He applied in 2020. Well, he returned in 2021. In 2022, he was told that his application was not successful, that he was denied pre-settled status. So that's the status he applied for. So while he's got an application pending, he has a certificate of application which preserves his rights under the withdrawal agreement. This is a really important point to bear in mind, okay? So under the withdrawal agreement, his rights as an EU citizen are still continuing. Within 3 days of getting that refusal of the status, he applied for a mandatory reconsideration. So he basically put in for an appeal against it.
Yeah.
That appeal is still pending today.
Yeah.
And 2 years later, and actually about a week ago, he was told that because the Home Office has such a big backlog, it might take another 2 years.
Wow.
For the
And he's not
appeal
allowed
to
to stay
actually,
here in that,
or for the
in that time.
reconsideration to be finished.
And he's not allowed to stay here.
Well, no, he went to Amsterdam for something and tried to fly in on Monday, and he arrived, and Border Force basically told him that while you've got an application pending, we're not going to let you back into the country. So they are violating the withdrawal agreement.
Yeah.
His lawyer tried to intervene with the Home Office, contacted the Independent Monitoring Independent Monitoring Authority for Citizens' Rights. Nobody could intervene. The Border Force only gave him 3 days to pack up his stuff. He works in, I think, Glasgow. He works up in Scotland. He's a mechanic in a motorbike shop. He was walking the shop floor last night crying and saying goodbye to everybody. He had to pack up his life here. He's been living here since 2017. Yes, with that interruption, but still, he's actually been living here for 7 years. He only needs 5 to qualify. Okay, he had a break, but, you know, a bit of give around COVID would be an idea. And he actually got given 3 days to pack up his life and put back on a plane this morning.
Shit. Well, that sucks.
Doesn't even cover it. It's an absolute shame. It's an absolute disgrace. It's a proper shunder. It's just bang out of order.
Sorry to hear that, Cozy. Darren, did you have a story? Did you have a story for us?
Well, yeah, the only one that sprung to mind for me, which is, I have to say, how do you follow that?
Oh, something a bit more pleasant.
Please. Well, is it pleasant? I don't know. You know, after the budget, you know, you have all the TV stations having experts and whatever saying, well, maybe they could have done better on this on the budget. And GBBs and Talk TV, they had their own expert called Liz Truss, where she talked about where she talked about Rachel Reeves being a disaster. They are not focusing more on free market capitalism, and apparently this Labour government are socialists, and we're now heading straight forward towards a
news to a lot of people on the left.
Yes, I know plenty of socialists who will have been watching that and have been absolutely.
How dare you! How bloody dare you!
Put me in the same box as Keir Starmer, Rachel Reeves, and all that. What?
Just sitting around the table and going, "Oh, we need to find out what Liz Truss thinks of this." Liz Truss,
yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean, like, it just beggars belief, doesn't it? Well, it doesn't really. I mean, this is the post-Brexit world in which we live. Post-truth.
In general, Darren, and you asked earlier about what we thought of the budget just before Wayne started knocking back 3 bottles of vodka or whatever was happening there. But in general,
did we texted me? He said, "Love." He says, "I love you, C7NTS."
Love you, Wayne.
Cheers.
In general, it feels to me, and I haven't been paying a huge amount of attention this week to everything, but it just feels like the budget went over okay. Is that?
Yeah.
Like it's not a barnstorming budget, but it hasn't upset the market.
No.
And none of the right
gilt yields went up by 1/4%.
Yeah. It just feels like this is a sensible budget. It's going to cost us more because the tax rate is up in general, but we're still lower than most European countries.
Yeah. It's like what made me chuckle after she did a speech, Rishi Sunak. That was probably the most passionate speech I've ever heard Rishi Sunak ever say. Clearly, he was
inheritance
really
tax,
upset.
Private school. He's got to pay a bit more for his private school for his kids.
Yes,
and
they had a bit of a dig.
It
was almost like everything she said there was a segment of about 5 or 6 minutes where everything she announced was just aimed directly at him and Jeremy Hunt. I thought, basically.
and also when they were trying to say that there's nothing in the OBR report saying that we hid anything. Well, there were a guy who was the chair of the OBR. He did a select committee meeting where he basically said everything that the last government said about not hiding anything. If you say it was fictional, it would be. How can I put it? That would be at best being nice to them.
No, you're putting it mildly.
Putting it. That's the word I'm after.
Putting it mildly.
Yes.
Right. So Tuesday night is going to be election night in America. Is anyone staying up to watch it? Apart from me. Are you going to come on the show?
I'll be there.
Are you going to come on the show? We're going to be doing an
I'd love
election
to.
jamboree. Yay.
I'm going to be having a fabulous time watching Nick Cave.
Nick Cave. He's not going to be playing till 5 in the morning, though, is he?
No, but I'm not going to watch the election after that.
Where's Nick Cave playing?
Where's Nick playing?
Manchester.
All right. I just got slightly confused. I was just about Nick Cave going to do a show on the US election. Then.
That'd be interesting.
It's not about the election. Can you imagine something that is not about the election?
What venue? What venue is it?
Manchester Evening News Arena, I think. I don't know.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Let me check my book.
It's probably not called that anymore, is it? But yeah, I know.
I have no idea.
The 9X. I used to call
I'll
it
look
the
it up
9X.
on Monday night.
In my day, this was all fields. But yeah, no.
What time will you be starting, Graham?
Probably 10 o'clock. But yeah, if you want to pop in for a little bit, you'll be very welcome.
So what, you think you're going to stay up the whole night?
I am going to stay up the whole night, like I did for the British election and the last American election and the British election before that. Yeah,
what I wouldn't commit to is staying up until a winner is announced.
No,
it's going to carry on till like Wednesday afternoon.
It's going to carry on till a week on Wednesday, probably, because there's going to be a lot of
and then by the time they've gone through all their declarations and whatnot, it'll be December.
Yeah.
I think. Well, if you did carry on with the live stream till next Wednesday, you'll be in the Guinness Book of Records again, Graham.
I would be, but no, I need someone in the room to make sure I'm not cheating.
So it's for writing a book.
And then you can write a book about it.
I could. It wouldn't be that interesting.
Didn't you do that already?
Well, listen, there's no money to be made in books. People keep writing to me going, you should write a book about this. And I'm like, yeah, if I could take 6 months off from doing any actual work and just writing a book and then, selling it for no money. Yeah, great. But no, it's a fool's errand unless you've got the money to start with, or you get £2 million off HarperCollins as an advance.
42,000 copies of your book.
Yeah, or Born on Third Base.
Yeah. But Boris Johnson, I'm sure he worked hard on that book that was clearly ghostwritten for him.
Yeah.
You don't think it was written by ChatGPT?
Probably.
That would be the easiest way, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, just to let you know, I've already got the book. I didn't buy it, so.
What, my book? Oh,
Aaron, have you been shoplifting in Waterstones?
Yeah.
I borrowed it off the internet. And I borrowed Liz Truss and Mad Nad's book as well.
Well, Ollie got he actually bought the book. Ollie bought it.
Yeah, last week we established Bowler Hatman has been keeping Tories afloat for years, buying their books.
Buying their books.
Yeah.
Terrible. John C says, America, the world is watching. Yeah. Shit.
See, I think, Graham, just to wrap up from where you started on this, I think you're right. My gut feeling is Kamala's actually going to surprise everybody with the numbers in terms of the popular vote, definitely, and more than likely the Electoral College. But I think this is round one of this election. I think the next few months of legal
shenanigans,
warfare,
shenanigans.
Yeah,
I call shenanigans.
They're already, Musk has been calling out that everything's fixed and rigged and whatever. Basically, the machine starts the day after the election of
Thing
just
is,
trying to discredit the election.
Trump goes on about immigrants, and the immigrants doing the most damage to America. Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah.
I do have a bit of a theory that Trump and JD Vance are actually using their mass deportation plan just to get rid of their wives.
Yeah. Because they've all got foreign wives. Just before you go on, sorry, just want to say a big happy birthday to Blue Badger 88. It's Blue Badger's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Woo!
Many happy returns.
But we're gonna have to wrap up because it is past midnight now. It's ridiculously late. But
Very late.
You know, this might be the last Friday night social for a little while because I'm buggering off, as we've already established.
Now the end is near.
But hopefully we're back in 2 weeks' time. But don't worry, there's going to be plenty of stuff on this channel this week because, like I said, we're going to be covering the election in America. Chances are it's going to be 10 o'clock in the morning before we get any kind of even nearer results of what's happening, especially in those last few states. It's going to be very.
I think you should
close.
get in touch with the Guinness Book of Records first.
I've done it.
To be fair, Fox News will be doing the same thing.
No, I've done it, Cozy. I got in touch with them months ago about it. But
oh, really?
Yeah, but I need basically to pay someone to be in the room with me to make sure I don't cheat. Because what you could do, if you were so minded, is you could just go, oh, I'm just going to the toilet now, and then you could like step away to go to the toilet, and then you could just press a button on your computer which loops something, you know, like in Speed. And that one woman who was told not to move, and then she moved her bloody handbag. So Dennis Hopper knew that it was a looped. But you could.
Even worse.
So basically, you need like I think it's 2 people in the room. And so I got in touch with YouTube and said, hey, do you want to do this as a fun Guinness World Record? There's no record at the moment. And if I do at least 45 hours, I'll get the record. And they were like, yes, that sounds great, except we can't be seen as being political. And I'm like, what? Like, what? You can't be seen as being political? You freaking Google. What the hell are you talking about? It's like...
It's not... But it's not party political, mum.
Well, I am. I'm not going to be for.
Yeah, I mean, he might have a slight leaning against Trump.
Providing a platform is not partisan.
Yeah, but
and you're going to report when if whatever votes Trump gets, you're still going to report on them.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter. I couldn't do it for this. That was my original plan. And then Alex Political X came along and said, hey, why don't we go to New York for the election and we'll do a crowdfunder to get us to New York? And I'm thinking, okay, I don't think the crowdfunder's going to work, but I'm thinking of going to the island anyway, so I'll just stop on the way to New York, on the way to the island. But that would require me a visa. So I had to go through the process of getting a visa, and by the time I had actually got the bloody visa, I had got a flight going somewhere else because, like, if I'd gone through America, I might not have got the visa, and I would have had to throw away a few £100s, which is never fun. So, yeah, my election plans...
The visa now for... maybe the return journey or some other journey.
Yeah, but like, all things being equal, like all my election plans fell to dust. So now I'm just happy that Mike says he's going to join me on the show on Tuesday as we dissect what's been going on in America and try and stay up all night talking crap to people.
I might. I mean, you'll share the link, won't you? I might pop in at some point if I'm not too busy with other things.
We will need the relief,
and
I think.
Lee Korn says the McWhirter twins, who created the Guinness Book of Records, were incredibly right-wing and were active in pro-apartheid campaigning. God.
Yep.
Really?
It's tough, innit? No, you can't like anything anymore, can you?
Norris McWhirter.
Norris McWhirter.
I really like that Father Ted. Oh, the guy who writes it. Oh, shit, okay. I really liked Father when I was a kid, with his little drawings. Oh, no, you can't like him anymore. Shit.
Jim will fix it.
Yeah.
I still remember that Guinness Book of Records episode when when they get kids asking questions and some kid asked about what's the biggest diamond and Norris McWhirter said it was this so-and-so diamond, it was this big, and kids went, no, it's this so-and-so diamond, and there were a big kerfuffle, hoo-ha about it, and the kid wouldn't back down, wouldn't have a bat of it, and then the week later, they're still when they do the Guinness Book of Records. Ask Norris McGuire this, and he was there saying, and he was basically trying to say, I could be wrong, but I'm Norris McGuire, but so I'm right, and that little shithead is wrong, practically. Yeah,
He found his body floating in a canal in Belfast.
Yeah, yes.
So Super Tiny in the chat saying I saw Rolf Harris at the Hacienda in Manchester. Was the office tits on E? Yeah, you can, it's true though, isn't it? It's just like, you know, don't make anyone your hero. I noticed before we go, did you notice that Trump's logo at his slogan? Sorry, at the Madison Square Garden gig.
No, what was that?
Trump will fix it.
Oh God, I saw those signs. Yeah,
And I thought
doesn't have the same resonance there. I don't think.
I wanted to make like a medal for like Laura Loomer, is it? And it was going to say Trump fixed it for me, and then in brackets to have his abortion.
Oh,
Too much.
Oh.
You know it's true though. You know it's true.
I think, and you wonder why Google didn't want to support.
I know. God damn it, Google. What's wrong with you people? But yeah,
why would you not support this fair, unbiased approach?
I didn't actually do that. Doc Davis is saying I saw Rolf Harris at Glastonbury. So did I. In the year 2000, I think it was. Yeah, it would have been 2000. Well. Anyway, the Koh-i-Noor diamond is the biggest.
Koh-i-Noor, yeah.
Asking vendetta.
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
Me and Norris McWhirter say it's not. Shut up, you little shit.
Yeah.
And,
I think Norris McGuire will disagree.
Getting the Asda ones. Asda. Right. Scouse joke. There's been a fire down the Sainsbury's. Asda. No, the Sainsbury's. Right. I'm going. Okay, so we'll be back. Politics Social will be back on Monday morning at 9:30. But I might be doing a show on Sunday, but we haven't confirmed the guest yet, so I don't want to say we're definitely doing it in case we don't. So, definitely back on Monday. And then on Tuesday night, if you want to join us for an all-nighter, well, we talk about all things American, and hopefully our friends from across the pond, Brenna and Mikey, will join us for a little while to give us their side of how it's all going. But just before we go, Mike, do you think Kamala's going to win, or do you think that Trump's going to win?
Kamala's going to win popular vote and the Electoral College,
Cozy,
but not necessarily
what do you
round
reckon?
2.
Kamala or Trump?
I just cannot conceive a reality where Trump wins. I don't wish to, so I'm going to have to say Kamala.
Okay. Darren? Dazza?
Kamala.
Yes, I think Kamala as well. Okay, that's 4 votes for Kamala, even though we're not allowed to vote for her because we're not American citizens or dead.
But we're going to head over there, though, aren't we? And
yeah, we're going to head over and do loads of voting.
Volunteer and disrupt the election.
This because the clip will often say,
we'll do some illegal voting, won't we?
Yeah,
totally.
Because that's the sort of thing people do with their time.
Got to get a woke agenda out there. That's what we're here to do.
Yes, infect them all with the woke mind virus.
The woke mind virus. The best virus there is. Right, anyway, Mike, Cozy, Darren, everyone on watching, and everyone who entered the chat, and everyone who gave a super chat tonight, thank you so much. Give us a like on the way out if you like what we did, or give us a dislike. Doesn't make any difference. It's all engagement. And until next time, I'll say thank you so much for watching. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. Dun, dun, dun.